Good evening. It's Friday. It means it's Brewskis or the Broskis with me, Broski Steve, and him, Broski Mark.
What's up, guys? It's good.
Tonight we've got Tale of Truth on. Truth hurts. He's got fucking little cans of fucking straw up the farm and all over.
I seen. I
think I thought we should have done it on Instagram so his fans can come in and maybe got with us on there, so we might have getting his fans from the Truth Talk from Instagram on here.
Maybe another time, Jeff.
I'm just trying to build a brand, mate. Obviously, you're trying to knock it down.
We are always building.
Yeah. He's been on before. He does the commentary. He does the ring announcement for CCW Wrestling, and he also hosts his podcast, The Truth Hurts. Is it?
Truth Hurts, yeah. He's also setting up a new little side hustle away from that as well on Insta on a Sunday night. Turnbuckle Talks. He used to do it before. I think he's just resetting that back up now again. So it's not all going to be about CCW. It's going to be a wrestling talk show.
In general.
Yeah, just a wrestling in general, past, present, etc. So say that's really interesting that you know. So we'll put his little links and stuff in that for when he gets on too. We'll let him plug it. But yeah, lovely bloke, Tale of Truth. All the time, they're all fun. He loves a little bitch slap. He loves slapping people about.
I don't know how, because he'd probably get slapped about it, to be honest. He's the one guy who probably works out that wrestling's fake.
Hey, if you're gonna be in a scrap, you wouldn't want Tale of Truth on your side, like.
However, if you wanted a bag of Haribo, boom.
Yeah, Tale of Truth's the guy for that one. He loves a good bag of Haribo.
Loves the Haribo.
Loves the Haribo sweets. Well, to be honest, like, who doesn't love Haribo sweets? Do you not like Haribos?
Shite, mate. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking fried egg bloke.
I like fried eggs. I can't believe when people used to have the debate whether it was a fried egg or a fucking spaceship. Like, fried egg. Always a fried egg.
Fucking hell.
People
had that debate.
I don't know. Like I said about.
I don't know anyone who had it.
No, there's. We'll pull it as well, but like it's definitely fried egg. But like people used to think it was fucking spaceships, and they used to come up with, like, so many different like reasons, like look on the packaging and stuff. And I was like, get a grip, man.
Packaging, you used to get in a fucking paper bag.
You know,
at the fucking local sweeties.
Look, we're straight in it. Taylor's waiting in the green room, so we'll get him in and we'll have this conversation with him as well.
He's a sweet connoisseur, isn't he?
He should know. He should know. But yeah, so everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Tale of Truth, CCW, coming in. Bring that guy. Yeah. T-Truth.
Where's the ugly cunt?
Waiting for his connection. He's broke it already. We can hear something.
It's you, kids.
Probably is.
Hola. Tell you, it was an ugly cunt, Pete.
Trying to guess in his pocket already.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here, mind.
Well, we can hear and see you perfectly well, so I think everything's fine.
Good stuff. I've been trying to log in using Microsoft Teams, so that's why it took us a bit longer than normal. Yeah, so failed miserably at that first attempt. How you doing, gents?
We're good. How are you, buddy? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Busy week, but you know it's the weekend now, so you live and let live, don't you?
You know what? It's probably been
trying to log in. Strive for, isn't it?
Because you've been the
you what?
It's what we strive for the weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
How was your pint in the pub?
Well, I had 3. It was only supposed to be 1, but then I bought 1, and then somebody else bought 1, then the third. And I says, listen, that has to be enough because I'm on a very respectable show this evening. I can't be going along pissed.
Not respectable at all. I've seen some of our guests. But that's one bloke I've called Tale of Truth. Fucking right, arsehole.
Oh, what a cunt he is.
Look, you come in probably right at the right time because we're obviously discussing, saying that you love the Haribo. Like we said, if it comes to a fight, you're probably not the bloke, but if it comes to Haribos, then you're the guy. And then we're having the conversation because Steve said I'm a fried egg type of guy. Like, I love the eggs from and all. But then we've seen before people used to I was saying to Steve, people used to have
I've never heard this argument before.
You probably have, but people used to have the debate: was it a fried egg or a space ship, like a spaceship, like a flying saucer? I was like, it's definitely a fried egg. But people used to think that there was a fucking flying saucer in the mix with them. Like, why would it be a flying saucer?
It was a flying saucer, wasn't it?
No, it was
not the fried
with
egg.
The sherbet in.
No, I did not a little white fried egg with the little yellow yolk on top.
Yeah, like a fried egg.
Yeah, so he's saying some people said that was a UFO.
Fucking
hell.
hell.
You're talking about the flying disc thing.
Aye, with a sherbet in the middle. They're lethal there. Yeah, no, but in the pack of Haribo, people used to think the fried egg was a flying saucer.
Oh, right. Now I'm with you. I thought you meant a legitimate fried egg. No. In the Haribo. No, that's definitely an egg, mate.
Yeah, and
I've never heard anyone.
I'm not saying it's not 100%. Like, but you got these mad cunts. I think used to think that was probably still do that. Think it's a flying saucer, and it's like, get a grip, you daft bastards.
Where the fuck have you been hanging about, Marty?
No, like literally, this was a full on fucking internet thing. Like, not just on my mouths around the streets. So it was a full on internet thing.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, right? I mean, the Haribo thing, it's a bit weird because I'm not a massive fan, to be honest. But I was standing at that show in particular, and I was like, God, I need something sweet. And I said to James, have you got any sweets? I mean, James generally has sweets, but he was like, no, Mom, but I can get you some. And then he brought us some Haribo. And then I had them, I thought, actually, they're all right. And then the other show, this kid gave us some. And then at the last show, which, Steve, you're a big miss, by the way, he gave us some more fucking Haribo. But these ones that they gave us were fucking fizzy. So they weren't as good.
That was actually
so you like the normal, not the fizz.
I don't like the fizz, mate. Nah, there's not enough time in life for fizz.
Need fantastics. That was actually a pretty decent impression of James that you just did there as well, to be honest. It was
Oh, yeah, I've got these sweets, but James is he's impressionable, that lad.
All right, well, the last show, like I said, I know we didn't really want to bring a wrestling full conversation theme because this is not wrestling, this is just us having a beer and having that, but we need to bring it because that's how we got to know you, that's how we know you. So we were saying, obviously, just touch on it briefly. So we said that you for CCW are the ring announcer, and like from the first show that you've done was obviously a bit ropey when the mics weren't working to now, like obviously hand over fist, like massively improvement. Like apart from your mega fuck up on the last one, but we'll let you tell Steve about that one.
Let's not gloss over that one.
Because
I'm sure we know that one.
Steve doesn't know about this one, so you can tell Steve about this one in a bit. But yeah.
So the main event was a non-title match between Ronnie and Hammerhead to see who, obviously, if Hammerhead could get a space in the main event at Mania. So
of course it was a non-title match because there was no titles in it.
Well, there was a special guest referee, which was Dustin, who was the champion. So the whole night I was saying to myself, it's not a title match. It's not a title match. Don't announce it. And I was programming myself to do it. But then when it got to it, I just said, the following contest is for the CCW Underground Championship. And I could see James going, as if say, you fucking got... I mean, it was quite a tough event, that one.
It was an emotional one. It was a big emotional one. After actually, when he said it though, fucking Dustin comes out the curtain's like, "It's not for my belt. He's got your fucking referee jersey on. It's not my."
To be fair, to Dustin, I think he saved that.
He definitely saved it for you. He definitely but it was a good show. Like I said, it was an emotional show for obviously big reasons, but it was a really good show. Good show. I know.
You were a big miss, Steve. You were a big miss.
Even if you were there, we probably wouldn't have been sat next to each other anyway. So those fucking knee seats. It was
chock-a-block. You couldn't swing a fucking cat.
No, but it was a bit of a mad one. It was, but it was a good show. It was a good show. And
anyway, to see this shirt, right? It's blue, right? So I was in Tesco at Gateshead, and they get me beers, and this guy says, "Excuse me, where's the soup?" So I just said, "Oh, it's down there on the left." So then I went further down there, and this other guy says was a fucking split off. She says, "Excuse me." She says, "Where's your nappies?" I went, "What the fuck?" They must have thought because I was that I worked at Tesco. I said, "Yeah, get me the fuck to Asda."
That's just so funny because we went on Tuesday night after school. Like my mum and dad picked us up, like me and the kids, and we went to the Wayside for some food, and. we got dessert and we wanted like apple crumble for dessert, but it just said fruit crumble on the menu. So we're like, oh, what is it? She went, oh, I think it's apple and something. I'll go and check. So we're like, great. And she come back, oh, it's apple and cherry. Like, nah, don't worry about it. We'll just get something else. So we ended up getting whatever we got, and then just as we were leaving, about to leave, I was finishing my pint, and some guy goes, oh, what's the fruit thingy? She went, I think it's apple, but I'll go and check. And she walked like 10 steps away from her till I went, it's apple and cherry. She went, oh, all right then. She went, and walked back. She went, I'll drop your paycheck off. And I was like, damn straight you will. He went, and he goes, I'll leave that aside, don't worry about it. So I think apple and cherry crumble doesn't seem to be the favourite at the minute.
Oh, I couldn't have eaten apple and cherry. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
I'd rather have all the bad boys.
We've got the bottles of it, man. So we went and got the bottles of it.
I got the bottle as well, but I like it in a can. You see, it's good when I go camping. This stuff because it stays colder in a can.
Well, it's going to our club. Well, my club.
Let's just
Working men's club's getting Star of Brahman in. Have you ever heard of it?
Do you know what it is, right? So I was never I think I might have mentioned this on one of the early shows I was on, but I was never a beer drinker. I always liked cider, wine, brandy, whiskey, vodka until you can put it in your eyes. I'd have all that, but I would never drink beer. And I was in Amsterdam, and it was so expensive to drink cider. So my mate said, oh, get a beer. I was like, oh, I'm not a fucking fan, man. So he brought us this big stein of this really dark really dark beer. And I got absolutely pissed over a couple of big steins of this stuff. And I haven't looked back. But this Star Apartment, I had it for the first time. Would you believe it, in fucking Berwick? Of all fucking places.
What are you doing up in Berwick?
I was dogging.
Well, I guess we're getting started then.
I suppose we're going for it. Well, just for the pod, this is what it is. It doesn't really show mine, but what's it called? Star Apartment.
Star Apartment, yeah. I always think of Parmesan, but it's not. It's Star Apartment. It's a nice beer. Nice can. The bottles are good, but I love it in the can. It stays colder.
Well, yours I was calling it Starapperman.
Sainsbury's already gone for these, and like I said, the big bottles. I sent Steve the photo this morning. I said, oh, this is what Taylor's getting. I was like, I think you can get them from Sainsbury's. Like, oh, well, see, they've got the normally do the big bottles, so went for the big bottles.
Should I go and get a glass, or should I just drink out of the can?
No, you can shotgun it from the can. No point pouring a little can like that into a glass.
I've got the Alveda St. Pet glass.
Oh.
With the magnificent 7 on the back.
You St. Pet?
Aye. It is.
I just went for the Volkswagen.
It's a nice beer, this one, though. I like it. It's been golden.
I said to Steve early on, I was like, I didn't think I've had it before. He was like, you have, man? I was like, when? He was like, we had it in Tampa. Went to see Paul Smith. I was like, oh, I can't really remember like what I had to drink that night.
You only had 5.
I had 5. 5 was enough. But
we also got a different one because we were heavy on the Star of Brahman or whatever it's called. So we also got Czech lager.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you had? Is it Tysky? It's spelled.
I think it's a bit too heavy. Tysky.
Oh, it's beautiful, that man. I remember
feels like you're chewing it.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. I was in Krakow when they were doing it on tap there. It was coming in a big glass. And me and my sister were having a few drinks, and she doesn't really drink beer, but she had one. She's like, I don't know how you can drink that shit. And anyway, I was just knocking them back, and I don't remember even getting back to the hotel. She says I was a fucking mortal mess, you know.
I would like to say my sister doesn't drink beer, but so she
fucking tried to face like slapped us in Broskis.
So we went to the match a couple of weeks ago, Saturdays ago now, and we went into Broskis, like a little like local brewery to us, like at the stadium. And we're like, oh, we got what we get, like a couple of ales and stuff. And I got my sister one. I got her a Pilsner. And she goes, what's this? I was like, just drink it. You'll enjoy it. Screaming this. I was like, are you fucking joking? It's one of the best pills, best lagers that they do.
It's Cologne Lager, it's called. And she gone, we got any calling on.
Yeah, like, fucking over. She was like, you got any Coors or calling? Like, Becky didn't come in this fucking place and ask for beers like that, man. You come in a proper pub here, like proper little microbrewery, asking for fucking shite.
I think it's at Monk Seaton Metro Station. There's a little place called Lost Luggage.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a good little bar for ales and IPAs and stuff. You get off the metro and it's literally straight ahead of you. You can sit outside. It's quite a nice little place, actually.
I just
too
didn't.
far to get among seating in it.
I know. I just thought beer.
Forget man, are in that fucking other place. What's it called? Sunderland.
Aye,
I'm literally Southfield in the last metro stop.
Oh, is that where you're here?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Steve's house.
Sorry, mate. Where are you from, like?
South Gosforth.
Oh, you posh cunt.
Yes.
Gosforth's a nice area, isn't it? Like in general.
Dragged up in Kenton though, so you kind of.
I didn't realise they allowed gays there.
Oh, there's all sorts, yeah. There's fucking. I can't even go down the list.
He's banned from it now, though.
A couple of old trannies up the road.
Like, you know what? Like when I think it was obviously the last podcast, wasn't when you was all on and I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was you that said you were gay or somebody said that you were gay. It was I, and then
you were
like,
shocked, and I don't know.
We were like, really? We were like, and obviously, but it's mad because now obviously now we know it's like he's clearly gay, really, like, and but like at the point where it had any idea, and like
no. Didn't put we in this because I knew he was gay.
Oh, I had no idea, me. I had no idea.
The moment I knew he was gay is when he whipped out the cock fucking bottle opener.
Oh, aye, the cock wasn't it?
Early on in that show.
Because tonight when I was out with my work friends, they've only just recently discovered I was gay. And years ago, when I first came out, the second time, because the first time failed miserably, the second time I came out.
Did you have a big party the second time?
Nobody would fucking believe it. You what, sorry?
How did the first one fail epically?
Well, nobody fucking believed us for a start, so it was like a wasted attempt coming out. The second time they believed us. But there was a guy I used to work with called Neil, and he was a bit of a cunt, to be fair. And he says to us, oh, there's no way you're gay, man. I says, listen, drop your fucking pants, I'll show you. He was like, what? I says, aye, you fucking heard us, son. Whip it out, I'll show you I'm gay. And he fucking changed his fucking tune then.
Oh, it's mad. Like,
imagine Neil whipped it out in the middle of the floor. Go on then.
Zip lob.
You bang this wig on.
Oh, it's class, man. But yeah, it's been a like busy week as well. Though. Like we feel like we've not stopped like this week in work. Even when I was like, oh, well, not you, because obviously you didn't chat on the phones now. You fucking sit back in luxury and just chat, type away to people.
Now listen, mate, I wouldn't call listening to Joe Rogan and Theo Von a life of luxury while you're at work, right?
You've got the podcast on, but it's been a brutal week. But and obviously Ian probably's not bothered about our football club, but we've just announced our season ticket price again. We were chatting last week on the show saying if the price has gone up to what we thought, like they were going to increase to a minimum 400 odd quid, but they've stayed the same. So like, yeah, we'll renew at that price again, which is
I mean, I'll be honest, like, I'm not a football fan. I'm not. But if it was a go-to support which team, it would be Newcastle, obviously. But that's just because of where I'm from.
Yeah.
But I remember I used to be dragged to St. James's Park like it was some form of fucking religion. Sit in the cold and not be interested at all and be forced a cup of tea that tastes like utter piss. Whereas my brother and my dad enjoyed the match and I was like, sat there this. Like home, play with me Lego or whatever. But anyway, I was there. So it would be Newcastle United. However, it doesn't make any fucking difference to me. Some people get really cut up on it. Like,
oh, massively. Like
Neil fucking Carr, for example. I mean, I'm glad the cunt's not here because I can talk without the fucker interrupting.
Conversation,
I think he would be a staunch sort of supporter. And I think a few of the other lads, the rest of them are very much the same, you know. I couldn't give a shit.
I think that's what it is, isn't it? Like I said, like,
Neil. Jesus Christ.
He was awful, wasn't he, the last year? Like, we literally just couldn't get a word in edgeways. And
well, do you know what it is, though? Like, he's an annoying little cunt, he is. He's like a fucking midgie. You just want to swat him. But he's a sound guy at the same time.
He's a nice bloke. He's a nice bloke guy.
In fact, at the last show, he gave us the Tanktastics. He's his little nephew. That was really kind.
Oh, he's a little bastard then. Give him the Tanktastics.
Giving you something that you can like. Sorry?
Are you at the next show?
No, I've got work event.
Oh, I might be staying over down that way, so I was going to have a few beers for you afterwards.
Well, it's back in Merton, isn't it? But
it's
to be honest, though, like
party.
I'm not gonna lie. I come away after the last show, like I enjoyed the show, but I come away fucking fuming. Me, And I've not spoken to James about it. I've not spoken to anybody about it. I spoke to Steve about it, but obviously we
I
were
couldn't give a
there.
toss.
Eh?
I couldn't have given a toss.
I know you
Like,
could
just getting me Fury versus Wilder tickets. I was like, when you were talking, I was like, yeah, and bad times.
I just thought like the weird odd come about there was I just thought it was a bit like shit. Also, we did the show.
Blindsided, weren't you?
Eh?
Blindsided.
Oh, 100%. Like we went to the show. I literally managed to get a seat. Next to behind you, and obviously a couple along from obviously McGregor and Dame were doing the commentary.
Yeah.
And then obviously because I thought that's what like I was supposed to go to do, and then at the end of the show, Dame goes, he goes, "Did you any?" I was like, "Aye," and I think that was literally probably the first or second sentence that he might have spoke. It was all night or said. Obviously, he was busy chatting, but began the James speak. I was like, "About what?" He's like, "About the commentary." I was like, "No." He was like, "I didn't think he would have," and I was like, "Well, what's the situation then? Like, what's the crack?" You're like, "Oh, yeah," and like he just wants us to do it now. I was like, "Oh, all right then, that's fine if that's what it is. That's what it is." But like, just how like James Baz never come and said to me, or like even all night, like it's like,
yeah,
like, "Oh, Marty, by the way, like we just wanted to be like in house," which I can understand. Like he wants to obviously because McGregor and Dame obviously don't only come obviously out once in a blue moon, like with a character out there, so supporting. So like it's good that they obviously want their voices still to be heard and obviously still to be seen. And obviously McGregor is a funny bloke, like, and like the work well together. But just thought, like I said, just to be not to be made aware of it until like the end of the night as well, and not even by the boss himself, by like obviously like just a cast member, like
yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, in James's defense, he's probably got he's like a fucking motorway. To be fair, he's got that many different things going on around him. I think sometimes he loses track of some stuff. But you know, I mean,
even a little heads up, like, are these two done at the last one, like a week or so before? Like, it's gonna be commentary in house. You'll just be like sitting down in the stands, but getting there and getting hoodwinked—that's the problem.
Yeah,
to me, it sounds a bit like knee backbone. But,
yeah,
he didn't want I mean, I
certainly can't say defend or anything like that. You know, that's up to him.
No,
but I totally understand where you're coming from, mate.
Like, I'm not like we're not having this conversation. Like, I don't want to put you in a corner because I obviously like said like he's a good mate, but like, and I this is nothing against him because I've known James like from being like a young lad and like he's a really good mate of mine. But just the fact that, like you said, we got there in, he'd never really said anything to us until like the end of the night, and it was like literally just like enjoy the show. I was like, aye, and like so he's obviously known for weeks and what he wants to do, but like I spoke to him like quite a bit in the run up to the week as well. The run up to the show, and he never once said, "Oh, by the way, like you're not doing come or like you're just going to be there just to enjoy." And I was like, "That's fine." Like I think that's the thing that got me, that he never said before the show as well. Like he's had all the time in the world to say it. We spoke about commentary and stuff, so he could have just put it in there. But yeah, he then asked us to do like to do before and after like interviews like behind the curtain, and I was like, that wasn't for me. I just didn't feel like that was it.
I mean, if it doesn't fit what you want to do, it doesn't fit what you want to do. I mean, I'd be fair. I mean, I don't want to talk about it all night because it isn't the be all and end all. It's a tiny part of my life, as much as I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I never set out to do it. Like, it was never something I went looking for. It kind of just happened. I mean, I once abusing Mad Max Cooper, and I got like, I'm on this roller coaster now, and we are doing good things, but there's still a lot of things behind the scenes that need tidied up. Communication is probably one of them. And it is what it is. And if you're not used to running a business or anything, then you still learn every time.
Yeah, of course. I think I didn't want to stagger it off because I think from what Jim started, like it's mega, like from just a little pipe dream, like ourselves, from having a little pipe dream just to kind of review foods, and to where we are from now to when it started is like hand over fist, like mega improvement. It seems like CCW from the first show that you had, I said issues with mics and stuff and whatever, like, and like casting and things, to now it's mint. Like, he's done really good, and like he's got so much to be proud of, like from the full roster, and like I said, the shows are class. So it's he's done mint. He's done a mint job, and like I said, to bring the community together to get people out the houses, like I said, mental states and stuff would be like shitty low at the minute. Like the past 2 years has been awful, and just getting out the shows, like I said, it's great for people's attitude and health as well. So, like I said,
I mean, I think anything that involves people, I mean, is positive, and I've always been a one for that. And to be fair, like doing podcasts has become a bit of a hobby. I mean, I enjoy my Tuesday night show. I was supposed to launch it on Sunday, but I can't now because of family stuff. But I watch your show, and I watch a few other podcasts as well. One's wrestling related, the other one's about Land Rover cars, and I quite enjoy.
You do love a good Land Rover, don't you? You do love a good Land Rover.
Anything that takes me off road to go dogging is just the fucking bees. Like, and I enjoy not so much entertaining, because I don't think I'm that entertaining anyway. I'm just a fucking specky cunt in a fucking ring. But like, I enjoy the interaction more than anything, which is why I like the lives. You know, it's just one of those things.
I think, like I said, like podcasting and stuff like it is meant like we see every week, probably like now on every other show. Like we have our Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job, which it pays the bills. It gets us out. We can do what we need to do. But the highlight for a week every week is when we can actually have a beer, have a laugh. If we get somebody in the show, it's great because it makes it easier to have a chat with somebody else, because otherwise it's me and him normally. And
that's fucking awful for me.
It's grim as fuck. So when we get somebody else on, it lightens the load. But like when we get people on, we never want to make them feel like awkward in that sitting in that corner. Like, so we never just want to have a conversation just like me and Steve. So we're like always trying like to speak to you as we would normally. But before you come on, we were chatting obviously about your shows, and obviously I said, look, I know he's got one coming
we'll
up.
just retract on that. He hasn't got a Sunday show now. That would just bigging up.
Yeah, that's it.
I have got a Sunday show, but I just can't launch it this week.
Yeah, that's what I said. Look, that's what I said. I was like, look, he has got a Sunday show coming up. Like we were talking about podcasts, because he said, look, he's got Truth or He's got actually now got another one coming out, like Turnbuckle Talks again. He used to do it before, but he's bringing it back. And I said, it's normally going to start Sundays, but it's not starting this Sunday now for whatever reason. I said, look, that's what I was going to let you obviously chat about. So
so basically the Turnbuckle Talks thing was originally we used to have it on a Thursday night, and it was 2 shows. It was Turnbuckle Talks one week where me and David Foster would host, and then the week after we Canvas Chats with Matty and David. It worked well. You know, we had some we'd done talks about like WrestleMania, SummerSlams, the hardcore. We reviewed title belts and all the people that had held them. So I mean, Davey did a couple of great ones, European Championship, hardcore belt, all that sort of stuff. And then because of the way it worked backstage, it had to change, because you couldn't have me and Davey on a show together when actually I hate the cunt as the Reverend. So it kind of had to stop. It had to stop. Yeah. But I actually enjoyed I mean, I know shit all about wrestling, if I'm honest with you. I know fuck all about it. I know bits from an out.
No, that's like we like we're the same. Like our wrestling knowledge, like we can talk probably like 90s and early thousands, but like beforehand, like nah.
No, I'm only 35, so probably the same sort of year of views. I would have been watching the same. How old are you, Marty?
32.
Fucking bastard. How old are you, Steve?
37.
Yeah, I see. I think Steve looks younger than you.
Fuck off, fuck off.
Say that gay people can gauge better.
Nah, you're awful.
Me, like talking about that sort of wrestling was really interesting, and I enjoyed those shows because it wasn't anything to do with what I'd learned with CCW. So it was kind of like, oh, I like that. And I was thinking that I watched a few podcasts by the dudes at Ringside, they're called, and it's really popular. And I thought, you know, what I do on my own, I could do that. I could do exactly what they do, interview wrestlers and all that shit. So the Turnbuckle Talks thing is nicked from them, but it was my idea originally. So it sort of was a bit of a CCW thing, but it's my own project.
Yeah.
And also, Damo and Colin are involved with Spanish Announce Table. So I'm also involved with that as well. So I've got kind of a link to both shows. One used to be on the radio, now it's gone online. So we're working behind the scenes to try and get that back up and running. And, you know, it's not even about me love of wrestling, because I do enjoy wrestling, but it's not as good as it was. Certainly not. It's more about the interaction, you know, and if I can help somebody reminisce about a time that they enjoyed it, then to me, that's my job,
Job done, innit? Job done, that's it. Yeah, it's class.
My era was like literally. I remember the first ever wrestling and I ever watched was SummerSlam '89. I think it was out can't remember who the main event was, but then I remember the one I can really remember. The first ever one was SummerSlam '92. The iconic British Bulldog versus Bret Hitman Hart at Wembley Stadium. Great. And then that's when I enjoyed wrestling. And then when I joined the army in 2001, and it was like the back end of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
On into the Ruthless Aggression. So I kind of missed the bit where like John Cena was the champ, or when Batista and Randy Orton and Triple H were a team and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I came back into it in like 2017 or 18 when I met Fat Lad. And it's just fucking shite.
It's not what it is. I think to be honest, you've got to enjoy for what it is. So, pardon me, I'd never been to a local wrestling show ever until I met Colin. I went to see North, and I've been involved with this. So for me, like I remember being on holiday in Butlins, and SmackDown was being aired on this big screen. So that's how big of a deal it was then. And it was an episode where The Undertaker returned on the bike to chase Vince McMahon around the ring. And I remember me and my cousins were like hanging over the rails watching this big screen with this event, and it just doesn't have that pop anymore. It really doesn't have that same pop.
I think now the AEW is kind of like the WE in the Attitude Era. They think of it shit. They swear. They fucking hit people with chairs on the eads. Like, I think AEW has become like, came in and went, right, we're going to try and match the WE. What is the WE's greatest era? It was the Monday Night Wars and the Attitude Era. And that's what they've gone after. We'll do it like this because this is what the people who want. I didn't want to see a steel chair on the back. I want to see a steel chair get slashed across somebody's buns.
Absolutely.
What it's about, isn't it? What it's about.
Oh, I mean, even when you go to the local shows, you see the aggression. It's quite like in your face.
Well,
for me, so if I can help people remember those good times on those podcasts, then that's what it's all about for me.
Oh, 100%, definitely.
Another thing that I loved about wrestling back in the day, which you didn't really get in the WE now, is I loved a good stable.
Yeah, right. The
Ministry of Darkness, the corporation.
Oh, stable! I thought you said staple.
Stable.
Aye, good stable.
That accent got.
Cheers, mate. No, I like a good stable, so I like the fucking, like when you had like the Ministry of Darkness versus the Nation of Domination versus the corporation versus DX, like all them battling for the one belt.
And then you had like at the end, it's me, Austin. It was me all along. And he pulled his fucking mask off. I was Vinnie Mac with his fucking golden balls.
Like when Austin came down in the fucking beer truck and he was like spraying them all in the fucking ring.
And it's iconic moments like that help people remember the good times. Because I like you, I'm not a fan of this new product I've got. I can't watch it. I've tried. I mean, when I got involved with this, Colin's a massive wrestling fan. Colin McGregor, he's a massive wrestling fan. And he sees a lot of the local shows and he watches all the shows that are online. And I thought, I'll try and watch them, but I just couldn't get into them. It wasn't for me at all.
Like I watched them like
£10 to go to some social club and watch some cunt smash somebody with a chair, then £35 to watch the arena where a bunch of puffs are running around in leotards. I couldn't do that. Like.
I thought that'd be in the element.
he likes the hard puffs, man, not them little soft cock puffs that's running about there. He likes the bad guys, doesn't he?
Right back to that. Like, if I wanted to go with a woman in a leotard, I'd go with a fucking woman. Simple as that.
I was saying this. I think I said this to you before. Like, I've never been to an indie show in my life until we went to the first one in LC at Barris's at the Vic, and I've never been to one, and I loved it. Like, and like I said, I would much rather go to one like that than go and watch WWE like in the arena or something like that. Like, so much better, man. It is like it's more for the fans. It's more interaction with the fans. It's class.
And you don't
just all about profit now.
Oh, absolutely. I was just going to say, you don't realise how much money is in those big shows that is made compared to a local show like that. And to be fair, the noise that's made at the shows that we've been doing, like, are fucking phenomenal. Like, to the point where it might not sound much sitting in the audience, but for me, it's like, especially when the big guys come out, you know.
Well, it's all directed. The voices are all directed to you in the middle of the ring, so like from every direction, it's like it must be class. Like it's a good
buzz. I really enjoy it. I mean, and I've never set out to do anything like this before ever. And when I tell people I do it, they're like, "Yeah, what?" It's like, "Yeah, I do it." Fuck off, man. You do it. I says, "I do. I fucking do." And it's a bit of like at work. They all say, "Oh, announcers coming out the staff room." Like, fuck off, man. Will you think this is fucking peers review? Daft cunts.
I can see Taylor working in a B&Q or something. Paint man to aisle 5. Paint man to aisle 5.
I thought
John, aisle 5, please.
I thought he looks like a Tesco's worker, to be honest. Like,
well, that's it. Every little fucking helps, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't help when you got the name badge on.
I actually did a short stint at Tesco, you know, over the lockdown period, doing all the online shopping, the little bleepers. What a fucking nightmare that was. The fucking manager was a right cunt. Horrible.
Oh, I think when you get in the supermarkets, though, like I think all the gaffers are on. Like they all just look like fucking power-driven little tripping bastards.
Oh yeah, but this bitch in particular, I went like that and clicked to this. She went, "Come here."
Oh no, I can if somebody clicked at me.
Clicking that.
Oh.
And I went, "Who the fuck are you?" Clicking that. Says, "Yeah, for £8.91, you can go and fuck right off." I didn't last very long there, like.
No, I think when somebody clicks at you, like it's the height of fucking rudeness. It's all like
the lowest, but mate, that is absolutely belittling as fuck.
Like I hate seeing when you're in a restaurant and you see people click. I'm like, you
were doing it,
scummy cunt, eh?
You done it.
I've never clicked anyway. Are you lying bastard? Never click at anybody in the restaurant.
Garçon.
Well, years ago, you know, I used to work for Marks and Spencer's when I was at college.
Well, which fucking food retailer haven't you worked for?
Well, I haven't worked for Aldi because they wouldn't have us, the cunts.
Them are the best ones to work for.
The best kid ones and all Aldi.
So I worked for M&S Foods, and this bloke says, he whistled, he went, "Yeah." He says, "Where's your bread and shit?" I said, "I beg your pardon?" He says, "Where's your bread and shit?" I says, "First of all, I'm not your fucking dog, so don't whistle at me. And second of all, we don't sell shit, and the bread's over there." And he fucking storms off. Straight to me team leader, Leslie, she was called, big fucking 30-ton Tessa. Right, cunt.
Maybe they're not cunts, maybe just you're the cunt.
I am the biggest cunt you'll ever meet. Like, all my friends, I'm in their phone book, it's got Alan in brackets, cunt.
Keep forgetting your name's Alan.
I think that's what Steve. That's what Steve.
I'm not a fan of my name. I prefer my surname.
That's the same. That's the same as Stephen in a lot of phone books. It's just like the arsehole, the dickhead, cunt. Well, not many.
We're on about you and mine as a fat lad.
I know.
Not even fat, him.
Aye, he's not funny. He's fat and looks as if he should be, but he's not. The amount he puts away.
It's Steve's favorite. Like obviously from Snatch, it's Steve's favorite sketch for me. That in like.
Well, it's not Snatch. It's Lock, Stock and Two.
Lock, Stock. I don't know why I said. I was thinking like, you know what? I knew it was that. I don't know why I said something Snatch. But anyways, it's Steve's favorite sketch, and he applies it to me for everything.
Aye, because you eat. Do you know what is right? We had food at 2 Church Lane in Sunderland. We got free food. That fat cunt, right, goes to Burgs and Fries in Shields, has a chicken burger, free chicken slides, and fucking chips at 12 o'clock. And we gone out for food at 2 and smashes all that in.
He has a fat cunt then in a skinny person's body.
I am. I'm just going like.
You know what it is, Mark? You'll get to 35 and you'll just fucking turn into a fat cunt.
To be fair, like some of the food that you post is mouth watering. So I'd love to come along for some food, like if you do like a taste thing. Tasting of food, you daft cunt.
A review.
What?
I don't know. I thought you meant like us making food. Like what the fuck going on there?
No, man.
You fucking giddy.
So you just post nice food on your Facebook
So when we
page.
get out with food, aye.
So you're always out eating shit. So what I'm saying is, I'd like to come along and try because some of the food looks amazing.
Well, where do you live again?
South Gosforth.
Aye.
Have you been to Rio's in Jesmond?
No, however,
That's fantastic.
my friend group, my real friend group who I've known forever, we're going on in April to the one on the quayside. They've opened one now.
I went to the one in Jesmond with me mate Al. Fantastic, mate.
Oh, is it?
£30. And it just come round like with fucking lumps of meat on a thing. Like you want someone just carve it up and you grab it with your little tweezers and fucking.
I've not been to Rio's, but Newcastle had one called Escobars, which was under the Tyne Bridge, and that was amazing. That's exactly the same sketch. Like they come out with skewers of like all this fucking meat and like, and I said, pardon, the best thing I've had at the night was this. At the end, the dessert was a glazed pineapple and like a cinnamon sauce, and it was fucking to die for. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, nice.
I went in there.
We've got a table booked on the quayside. I've took a day off work actually because we're going to go. I think Newcastle's playing. It'll be two friends and massive fans, so we're going to go for some food, then go and watch the match in the Akenside Traders. I'll not be watching the fucking match, right? But I'll be sitting there getting absolutely hammered till I start verbally abusing people.
Well, I went there and I went to my mate. I'm going to try every meat they bring round. To come round. Chicken hearts. I was like, that's too much for me.
That's a negative. That's a no.
Chicken
I don't
hearts.
do innards.
Oh, they can fuck off with that.
Like, if you want to go for some food, Taylor, like obviously in South Gosforth, maybe pick a cheaper place, not fucking because we're not as expensive as fuck down there. But not for Steve because he's made of money. But for poor cunt area, let us know where you want to go for food, and we'll make it happen. We'll come through. We'll get the matey through. We'll have some beers, go for some food.
Well, I mean, I don't mind coming through your way because you guys seem to go some good places. So
there's more.
There's more Sizzler if you want, because everyone loves them.
Where?
The Sizzler, because everyone loves the Sizzler.
Everybody does love a Sizzler.
Everyone gets to me. Who the fuck loves a Sizzler?
What? Listen, what the fuck is a Sizzler?
It's just like a food chain, like it's like pub food.
Oh, like sizzling pubs or something.
Aye.
Right. Well, there's a place on the high street where I live called the Brandlin, and they do like good burgers and stuff. And I think they've got an off shop called Ruby Jean's Burgers. So they're quite good. Have you been to Fat Hippo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Love Fat Hippo.
Well, we'll get something done. We can go like Newcastle, Jesmond, Sunderland, Gosforth, where
we love a good burger.
It's all on the Metro.
We do love a good burger. It's all on the
well, we could even gone through Time Roof or something.
I tell you where we'll Metro line. Have you seen? There's a place on Gateshead Quayside, like the Tyne Brewery place, where they've got like food vendors around the side, and there's like they do all the good beers and ciders. I'm sure it's called By the River Brewery or something. And there's a guy who lives in my street who runs a company called Fire and Dough Pizza. And they go around in this van and they cook stone-baked pizzas. But there's also a Parmo place there as well who do like Parmos. There's all sorts of little vendors.
I don't mind a Parmo, me.
I hate the Parmo. It's a sauce.
Yeah. The bechamel sauce, I don't like that either.
We had a Parmesan with a tomato one. That's better.
The dog. What's that?
I think the Parmesan one's better with a tomato.
Yeah, definitely. It's so much better with the tomato sauce on it rather than
it's a bechamel sauce. It's too sickly for me.
The bechamel sauce. It's like the first ever time I had one. Christine's ever tried this because she loves the Parmo, and I tried it, and the sauce was like, nah, I didn't like it. So anytime I'd get one, like, I don't want the bechamel sauce, like, just no. But then it was like just dry and it was minging. And then I had it, like you said, with the tomato like puree sauce, and it was all right, but it was just didn't taste the same, and I was like, nah. But
we used to have a pizza shop called, well, actually, I think it's still there, but it's gone right downhill, called Baltimore's. And it used to do like curry pizzas, like chicken tikka masala. I love masala. The first couple I had were fucking divine, like amazing pizzas. And then it just started started tasting really cheap and shitty. So I stopped going. And I was at my mate a few months ago. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to get a Baltimore's." I was like, "I go on there. I'll have a masala, a chicken tikka pizza." So this pizza came and it looked nothing like what I'd had before. I thought, this looks really good. Fuck me. It must have been like infused with the volcano, because the spices were like off the fucking Richter. I'm going to take you through this when I go and get another beer.
I've just had a chicken tikka pizza tonight. Like not curry based, but like from Southwick Chippy. I got chicken tikka pizza, so it was chicken tikka, green peppers and onions, and it was delicious, absolutely delicious.
Not rotten Southwick pizza.
Eh?
How's your gut not rotten with Southwick Chippy?
I know, but it was so good. I literally got a 12-inch pizza. I've left one slice. I was like, I'm gonna eat that after my podcast because I didn't want to like stuff myself for the beers. So I was like, I'm gonna eat that after the podcast. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know what I have tonight. Actually, I've actually found quite a decent kebab shop.
I had a kebab tonight,
so I'm quite fancying a kebab. Like
literally, I was on the phone when Christine was on the food. I'll tell her what pizza I wanted, and I was like, she put in. I was like, oh, I fancy a kebab actually. She's like, well, too late to put the order in. I was like, well, that's fine because I'll eat the pizza as well. But like, I do fancy a kebab.
It's not like it's gone to waste.
Just get both.
I thought about it. I thought telling her to get one, and when she went down, I could have had both. I still feel like really hungry.
You see, that's the thing I love about going on holiday because I think the food's always amazing when you go away. And some of the best food I've had has been when I've been on holiday. So, like, I've travelled quite a bit. I've seen Beijing, South Africa, and a lot of Europe as well. And one of the nicest meals I've had, and I'm going to be ashamed to admit this, was in a vegetarian restaurant in Krakow. And the burger was made out of sweet potato and beetroot. But it was cooked in such a way that it just was fucking amazing. And I went to a place in Heaton, and my mate was like, "Oh, they do these great veggie." And I'm not, like I say, I'm not a vegetarian. I love meat. I love steak and stuff like that. So I goes to this place, and it was utter shit. I mean, utter shit. I was like, "There's no fucking way there's any real beetroot in that fucker. That's come straight off the McCartney's fanny. That has."
Well,
right, let's shut this fucker down. Vegetarian talk.
You've had a vegetarian, haven't you?
Hey?
You've had a vegan on, haven't you?
I had
Marty had a vegan on. I went on that way.
No, I wasn't vegan. He was gluten fucking free. Like he had, I don't know, some weird fucking bowels or some shit like that.
I too am avoiding gluten.
I mean, he would have had some fucking weird shit if he had fucking vegan stuff, but I was gluten free. And then he was talking about vegans. Now brought up, I was in Subway on Tuesday. Was it? Oh, yes. Was it yesterday? Yesterday with Amelia. We went to Subway, and she got us. We both got a sandwich, and she got a meal deal with us. And she went, "Oh, what cookie do you want?" She went, "Oh, the chocolate one." She was getting a drink, and then she went, "Oh, I've got to let you know, it's a vegan cookie." But the woman goes, "I'm telling you, to be honest, though, it's one of the best cookies I've ever had in my life." And I was like, "Fuck off, you daft cow!" She went, "I swear to God, it is." And Amelia goes, "I'll have it." And after we had the cookie, I was squan the sandwich. Amelia had the cookie. I was like, "Amelia, was the cookie?" She went, "I didn't want to say, but it was really, really nice." I was like, "Fuck off, man, you daft cow!" It's like, "You're not coming back here anymore."
You know what reminds me about vegan, right?
They've got to tell people they're vegan.
Oh,
that's the worst thing.
They made KFC get a vegan option.
Like,
listen, let's be honest, right? If you go to a low-chain restaurant for a vegetarian or a vegan meal, you might as well have a burger, a real burger.
You might as well just...
You know what might be? I might go to a vegan restaurant, sit down, and go, "Oh, what do you want? T-bone steak." And they're going, "Well, we didn't serve that." But why are you going to not go meat option on? Because we've got to have a vegan option on for you in meat restaurants.
It's true, like.
It's very
true. Like, and you go to the fucking shops, isn't it? The meat aisle's getting smaller and smaller. The fucking vegetarian one's getting bigger and bigger.
You know, I never venture into the vegetarian one.
Well, in Tesco at Kingston Park, those daft cunts, at the end of where the min says, you've got all this like plant-free stuff sprouting its fucking legs across the aisle.
Is that what
days when I get my meat, I go to Bolam's meat supermarket.
Yeah, the meat. Oh, it's class, man. Have you ever been to a place called Bolam's in Sedgefield? If you've ever been up that way?
I've never been to Sedgefield in my life. Never had the destination to go.
Fantastic.
Well, if you ever up in the area for whatever reason,
for £6.
Bloody hell!
Oh, like you
can go to Sedgefield tomorrow, Taylor.
I've got dogs to walk in the morning, but I might get on maybe next weekend.
Mate, I swear to God, if you ever get the chance to be anywhere around that area, get yourself over. You can spend 50 quid and come out with fucking so much steaks, chops, ribs. Oh, unreal.
But you know what it is, right? Like, as a country, the UK, meat is extremely expensive. And I mean very expensive. So in South Africa, I went to a restaurant where you paid an equivalent of £15. And you had a 3-course meal, and your main course was all varieties of meat. A bit like Rio's, I'd imagine,
Right.
but it was a set menu and you got all this meat. So when I thought it was £15, I thought it was just like for the main course and all the rest of it. So picture the scene. I had 3-course meal. Starter was potato skins or some shit like that. Had like loads of steak, all the like local meat there, like zebra, all that shit. Because they're big on game meat, like kudu. Have you ever heard of kudu?
I've had springbok.
Yeah, that's quite good. Bit of a jumpy meat, that like. But
Aren't you gonna get it?
no, he's not civilized, not cultured enough. So then, at the end of the night, I'd had about 6 or 7 drinks as well, and I paid £25 for the full night. Now, in the UK, that would have cost at least £100. Absolutely, fucking without a doubt.
Well, I'm going to show you a bit of
meat,
meat, and I'm going to ask how much do you think this costs?
Can't really say it, to be honest.
You need to tilt your phone forward a little bit.
Well, it's
I'd
half
say
the plate.
Well,
20 quid?
Eh?
20 quid?
£5 at Bolam's.
Fucking hell. I'll have to get myself to there for a meat like.
That rare, I fucking swear by it. Like,
is it on our Insta?
Big Red.
Did you put on our Insta?
Yes.
Which one was it?
I think it weren't that long ago I put on.
But do you really think you can enjoy that and cook it properly?
Yeah. I'm a good cook.
Well, I'm not saying you're not. What I'm saying is, some people buy a huge wedge of meat and they can't fucking cook it.
Fat lad's he's had some of my smoked meat, hasn't you, fat lad? What was that like? The brisket?
Like the brisket's unreal. Like from when it's done from like the smoker, it's class. Like, fucking, it wasn't funny. The first ever time, like, literally you did it, and like I went out with Steve's like, oh, Steve's got the smoke on the go, so I'm gonna get some brisket. Because I don't drive, so I was like, Christina, tackers hour. It's like, do you want some? She's like, I didn't like it. I was like, you've never had it. I just didn't like it. I was like, all right, knew I was in. So I was chatting to Steve for about 5-10 minutes at the door. Got back in the car. She went, what you got? I was like, oh, just this and this. I was like, this is the brisket. She went, give us a try. I'm like, and she went, oh, isn't that good? I was like, but you didn't like it though, did you? She went, I didn't know though. She was like, well, you had your chance to get some. This is all mine. She went, can I ask for some more? I was like, no, you daft cow, this is mine. So I had to go back saying, you got any more?
Well, there's an idea for you. Broski's barbecue.
That's what we've been thinking of.
When we were going to put it up because we did a barbecue. We hosted one barbecue for.
But there was the pandemic. It's like.
Oh, was that the video where you're like in front of a deck, like a deck on a deck chair with a table? Is that the one?
No, that was at Steve's. That was the first time we could get out after lockdown. We just did our first podcast on the decking.
Aye.
So is that this started then?
We started fucking in 2019.
2020.
We started in December 2019. The fucking pandemic happened in the March.
Like,
we were going out to test food. Fucking all the restaurants shut.
Honest to God, it was the worst time. Like literally in 2019, and me in 2019, I began to say, "Right, Steve, I've got a really good idea for us." He went, "What?" I was like, "We both love food. Let's go out to food. Let's set up a YouTube. We'll go out and review food." Like, and he goes, "Nah, shite. What now to do that?" And I was like, me heart. I was like, "Oh no!" Like literally, fucking killed us, buckled us in one sentence. Never felt disappointed in my life. Never felt disappointment like it. And then he got to us because he was going in December. He was going to Vegas, New York, and LA. End of November, he goes, Marty, last week in work for him. I was like, what? He was like, I've got a really good idea. I was like, what's that? He went, well, because I'm going to Vegas and stuff, we should set up like a YouTube and Instagram where we can do food reviews. Like, I said that to you 6 months ago. He went, I wonder where I got the idea from somewhere.
Alan, I can't remember the conversation of 6 months earlier.
Now,
all my
gentlemen,
idea.
let's not have a creative dispute.
No, he knows that it was my original idea, but like he fucking like because he was going to Vegas went because I'm going to get some great photos there, so we'll do this. So like, all right then, so we did, and then that was in like I said the December when we set it up, and then obviously come fucking February, March, COVID hit in, and so we're like restrictions were just shut, so we're like shit. So the best part of like 2 years, we've just had to just try and get through and do what we can, but it's being classed on it like it's like. Our branding has grown so much over the space of 2 years. Like we just first started off doing food, but now obviously we do beers, we do podcasts, and
we're getting fucking guests on.
That's it. I'm gonna tag you in this here now, Taylor. Just have a look at this on Instagram. This is the first and only barbecue that we hosted so far, and like we did it for like a surprise. Was it 80th? 80th? Surprise 80th, and we had some.
You'll not be happy if you say an 80th.
We had some
fucking rocket, was it?
It was like the part was mint, like the barbecue was mint. We had some
vegans. Got steaming and we were drinking there.
Oh, yeah. We had some vegans on the thing, and went, look, if we were ever to turn non-vegans, this would be where it would happen. Like,
she was like, I'm a vegetarian. If I was to turn to meat again, it would be now because that pork looks amazing.
It's you know what it is, right? I think vegans and vegetarians are a lot like gays, you know. They'll fucking change their tune eventually.
My brother has many times.
Taylor on a Saturday night when he's had one too many, kind of pull a bloke. I wear love, I'll have you.
On a Saturday night, Taylor's like, I'm not even fussed now, just whichever comes home first with us, like anyone will be.
Have you got an arsehole, love? Aye, you'll do. Where is she?
The goal.
Taylor is legitimately any port in the storm, and he's like, yeah, I'll just take whatever's gone around now, like whatever's there.
Wait, somebody once said to me, "You've only gone to gay because you're going to get a girl." I says, "Fuck off!" And then I came out, and every woman will see the want us. Crazy.
They wanted that gay best friend, is what they wanted, wasn't it?
Oh well, a couple of them wanted more than that, but I just told them I was fucking, on the other side of the ballroom.
Oh no, it's so funny, like I said, like I've got nothing, like, but I'm not gonna lie. I am gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you the truth. Like, gears, like, just some of them are so weird and creepy. Like, and like, there's no need to be so over the top and like so in your face about it. Like, my brother's bi, so I feel like I can get away with saying whatever I want to say about them because he's gay. He's gay as they come. But we were in, and this is the worst thing I hate, and we'll probably get flack for this, but I might have said it many times, but drag queens, I fucking hate drag queens, me.
Yeah, I'm terrified of the fuck.
I am the mac, me skin crawl out. I was in town before with Michael a few years back now, obviously, and he took us in the gay bar, and there was a drag queen come on, and now say, Michael's fucking top bender in town. Everybody knows him. He knows all the gays. He knows all the drag queens. Top bender, aye, like literally top bender. And we were in this fucking drag queen. And all the drag queens were coming out and talking to him. Like, he's like fucking big dick in the locker room when he goes in the gay bar, Mike, because they all know him and they all love him. I don't know why. He's a little prick. He's a little bastard. He really is. He's a cocky little cunt. And I literally, he goes on. He's 3 stone dripping wet. He couldn't, honest to God, he couldn't hit a fucking. Oh, I don't know, but he thinks he's a big guy and all. He's fucking all a little bastard. But anyways, we're in the gay bar, and this drag queen come out and talk to him and introduce it to Christina and also my sister. And he goes, "Oh, this is my brother Martin," and he, she, whatever. I went, whatever. And I was like, oh no, don't. I was like in the car, like, don't come anywhere near this. I was fucking quivering. They met me skin crawl, like they really do.
You see, the thing is, like, a lot of the gay scene, as they call it, is very, very sleazy. And to be fair, it doesn't credit gay people at all.
Oh, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, it paints gays to be such bad people. It really does.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And the thing is, right, and I might get flack for this, I'm going to say it anyway. Why is it, whatever happens in the world, the gay people or the gay LGBTQ
have to take over? They need something.
The alphabet people.
The alphabet people.
For example, Black Lives Matter had nothing to do with the homos and the trannies and the gays, but the cunts changed their flag. Like, it's fuck all to do with you.
Oh, I think it was one of the things that's happened. It might even be the George Floyd thing, like when it kicked off a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it all kicked off, and the LGBTQT whatever people,
The alphabet people.
the alphabet people got involved, and I sent this down, and I sent a screenshot of something to Mike. And I was like, "What the fuck has this got to do with years, gay boys?" And he went, "No, to do with us." I was like, "So why he's getting involved?" He went, "Because they're fucking idiots." And now, Michael hates the gays. Like, he fucking goes on. He's the biggest fucking ranter about them. And I was like, it does like.
What I didn't get is the Q queer.
Queer, like
I thought queer was gay.
that's it.
You're right. I don't even take much fucking notice now. Like, so being gay for me is about that part of my life. Like, it literally is nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't buy anybody else's fucking drumbeat. I am who I am. The fact that I like men is my own business. I don't have to run around the fucking Times Square in town waving a banner around because I'm a homo. It's not
like
not
vegans,
about.
like vegans do.
And you know what it is, right? If somebody is a vegan, you like Steve said, they'll fucking tell you.
Oh, 100%.
If somebody is a massive don't get us wrong. There's times in history where the gay community has been ostracized, but so is a lot of other parts of communities.
I think
any better than anybody else.
I think now with the gay community, like it's now to the fact that it's the normal now for a lot of people, but to being the normal and being like pretty much equal now, it's not good enough for the gay community. Like it feels like they want to be like that one step in, and they need to have like a different class to everybody else.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what a lot of people don't agree with, which is mad as out. But
Alan, you don't understand how hard it is to be a single white male these days. Straight white male.
No, to be fair,
you can't see out.
There's an International Everything Day for everybody, but it doesn't like it. But then if you get offended because you're not in that characteristic, it doesn't really matter, does it? So it's not right.
I remember listening to Joey Diaz on Joe Rogan, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I'm late to having a parade, the gay parade in Los Angeles or something." He goes, Joey Diaz like, "I couldn't get through him," and he goes, "Fucking hell, there'll be some ruptured arseholes in the fucking E&E tomorrow." Because you'll get these straight blokes go, "Oh yes, I'm going to support them," but they don't realise a gay man is still a man. He's a fucking predator.
Bit of roofie in there.
You make quite a good point, because I've got a couple of little gay friends who, you know, at school they spoke like me, but now they speak differently, they dressed it and all the rest of it. They've made themselves little girls, basically. And they go around all these pride events in the UK, and they've been to Gran Canaria. And I says to them, the only reason you go is to get fucked. Let's be honest. Because you couldn't care less about the history. You couldn't care less about the oppression that were faced as a community, but you go because there's a party and you're going to get rammed. And no, it's not about that. Of course it is. You're there in your fucking oiled skin with your vest top on, getting bumped. Simply, that's all it is.
It is like for the younger community of gays now. That's what it is. That's what all pride is about. Is literally going to get pissed and going to get booked. That's what it is.
I mean, that's why I don't go, because I can't get booked for the life.
Taylor's the only one that gets knocked back from a pride party.
Yeah, me.
You're gonna have to tell all these women that you've come out gay again.
Wait a second, my mate says, "Let us know when you get home." I says, "Listen, if I'm gonna get raped, that's fucking the last person I'm telling."
Oh my god! Let us know when you get home. No, I'm good. I'm alright. If you didn't hear from us because I'm having a fucking...
You're always saying, "Yeah, when you wear this."
If you didn't hear from us because I'm having a good night.
Imagine a gone out for a drink of Alan, wake up the next day, fucking pants around your ankles, condom hanging out your ass. Oh no, not again.
Hey man, well, it's like that thing, isn't it, where it says, "You better not cry, you know, better not fear I'm going in bed."
Oh man, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal.
We're probably going to get, but this is the one where we get booted, isn't
it? We're going to capture this one, the one where the Broskis get cancelled, because this is the one that's going to fucking do it.
We'll get on that Piers Morgan show where he's going to have a new one, isn't he, where he can't get cancelled.
We're just going on Rumble.
On where?
Rumble. It's freedom of speech, isn't it?
I have no idea what that is.
No. Do you know Dan Bongino?
Dan Bongino, aye.
Yeah, so he's him and some others have created it's like a YouTube. It's called Rumble, where you have freedom of speech.
So you can say whatever you want.
Oh.
Where like YouTube, you fucking
Censor the
someone
fuck.
a batty fucking next thing
Like,
you know.
oh, like
Imagine if we make it famous and they come back to these early fucking episodes.
the amount of times I've called me, the amount of times,
It'll be like that thing where they look back at history and think, he's getting sacked.
Yeah, 100%. Like footballers' tweets when now compared to like when they were like 14, 15, and they're like fucking 30 you are now, like get a grip of yourselves, man.
I know.
Like, little fucking virgin at that age.
Posted about him like rapping and putting the N-word in, cancel him. Fucking hell.
So I told a joke at work the other day in front of a couple of the people that I work with. And the joke was, what you call a lesbian with long fingernails? And I said it, and they were like, oh, what? I says, oh, single. And they all laughed. And then there was one girl says to us, you know, that was really offensive. I says, well, how is it offensive? I says, it was a fucking joke. I guarantee that'll haunt me a couple of years' time.
Oh, when you're going for promotion.
When she's manager.
Aye.
When she's your manager. Well, remember that time when you said they were single? Well, guess what? I plugged in.
Well, it's like when they said to us, you know, oh, we need a champion for this, we need a champion for that. Then she says to us, oh, they're looking for an LGBTQ plus champion. I says, all right. And then she was like looking at that. I says, what? She went, well, I says, no, I'm not being talking gay. Not a fucking chance.
Look, I'm not alphabet-y spaghetti.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, I might be an uphill gardener, but I'm not going to run around with a fucking flag.
You know what though? Like I feel like as well, like if there's only like literally one game in the workload, like anything that guns were like LGBTQ, whatever, like anything gay, homophobic, like the brunt of it all falls on you, innit? Like it's like,
oh yeah,
like
well, let's be honest, Marty, I know we've got fucking many champions on that.
Kind of the no, like I don't stand for that. I mean, I've been to Pride twice. The first time was because I was young.
And you wanted to get rattled.
And you got booked.
I'll give it a go. You know, I might get myself some cock. The second time, it was kind of like...
Did you?
Did you?
Oh, a couple of times in the one night. But it was, like I say, I was young, hung and full of cum, as I say. But, you know, it's one of those things.
We're definitely getting fucking censored after tonight.
Humble it is it?
Wait, if you want it unfiltered, lad, you got it.
It's a fucking good job. We tick all them boxes and this is unfiltered. Fucking hell. YouTube is the one where it says not for kids. I'm going to fucking double tick tonight. Tick, 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 tick.
Well, you'll have to with the thing Steve's been coming out with.
Fucking hell. Homophobic Steve out there and all these slurs.
Oh, aye.
Hey, look, I've got any gay mates.
I've got a couple, like, I only use them when I need them.
I've got a couple that's fucking in Narnia, like.
Oh, we've got one at work, actually. I'm sure he's a bender, like.
There's a few in our place that you think, like, you're definitely gay.
Yeah. Well, my gaydar is pretty shit, to be honest. Like, I remember
those Martys.
No, mine fucking. I genuinely thought my gaydar was pretty well, but I never thought that you were a bender. Nah.
Really?
Nah, never.
I mean, to be fair, I don't mince about the place.
That's it. Like literally, you put yourself across well, and you don't flaunt the fact that you're gay. Like it's not there.
You know,
it's not necessary.
The moment I knew he was gay, right, and this is when I thought you were.
Harry Bows aside.
Hey.
Harry Bows aside.
It was when we're doing a podcast and you, as I said, you pulled out the cock fucking and you went, I got this in Bella Medina. I was like, fucking hell.
It was literally an episode of Benidorm.
Oh, fucking Benidorm's a shithole.
Yeah, I got there every year.
Well,
somebody was saying to me it's relatively cheap, but I don't know how true that is.
It is.
I'll mix there now, actually. I'll mix in Benidorm now.
I went to Benidorm, me mate, and I went, oh, can I get 3 pints, please? And the woman's like, €3, champion.
Can I get 9 pints, please?
You should. Do you know what you should do? Broskis in Benidorm.
He'll not be allowed.
I can't afford that at the minute. Fucking paying back cars and dogs. Ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I'm sure Steve will sub you a couple of quid.
Steve's like a fucking tight as a fish's arse.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll do a GoFundMe because every cunt seems to make money off that.
The day, honest to God, GoFundMe page is ridiculous. Like, people just want a new living room and people GoFundMe page.
So here's a one. So I go live on TikTok, right? I was raising money for the Minds charity last month.
And I made that's how I knew he was gay, went on TikTok.
Oh, God, cunt. So I made 35 quid anyway, and I donated to the charity. There's a woman from fucking Scarborough, I think it's or somewhere like that. She's raising money to buy a new fucking garden suite, and she's made nearly fucking $3,000. And I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm trying to buy some person who needs mental health support, some gives them some money, and this cunt wants a fucking beer garden.
You know what though? People like that though, they've got no shame because like. If me and Steve said
I couldn't go on and say, I want to go to Benidorm.
That's it. Like, if I set a GoFundMe page up and say, I can't afford to go to Benidorm for lads weekend, here's my GoFundMe page. I couldn't post it. I couldn't ask. I couldn't put that across my socials for my mates to see. Like,
you're going to be the bloke who gets kidnapped in his garden. Make sure you got your passport on you.
I hope so. Carry your passport everywhere I can for the next 6 months.
Christina, where you taking that bag of clothes, putting it in the charity bin.
I got the Portugal.
Portugal?
I hear it's good for kidnapping.
Well, we've been the mutants of the world, the pure bloods, the anti-vaxxers. Very not many places where you can get at the moment.
Are you both anti-vax like?
Well, we're not anti-vax.
I'm not against. I'm not for. We just haven't been vaxxed. We're unvaxxed.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I've been vaxxed 3 times. I couldn't really give a shit what your opinion is on that. I've been done. It's my.
You know what it is? I was going to get it done. I've said to Marty, I was going to get it done, and I named had my first vaccine. And Boris was there. Yeah, you'll need your booster. I was like, fuck it, this isn't working.
Well, we
I'll just lay off this one for a bit.
If you've listened to our conversation, our podcast many times, Taylor. Like we've had this conversation many times. Like. We're not for, we're not against, we just don't believe in it. Like, and it's the case, like, like I said, we've said many times that my wife, like, she's a midwife, so she works for the NHS, and they were forced so much to get this vaccine, and she held off as much as she could until January this year. A week into January, she thought, I'm gonna have to get it because time's ticking now. Like, it needs to be done by like the 1st of March.
Yeah.
So she got it. She got the jab the 2nd week in January. And the 3rd week in January, she caught COVID. Like, had no jabs or nothing, and then she caught COVID a week later after getting these jabs. Obviously,
and then a week after that, they said you didn't need a jab to work.
Yeah. And then the week later, the week after she had it, Boris comes out saying, actually, forget about it, you didn't need to have it anymore. Like, we're like, you're fucking joking. So,
well
I mean, it was obvious that was going to stick.
Oh, 100%, which is why we were just holding out. We're like, to be honest, like, me and Steve said from the get-go, from day one, COVID is not right. There's something fishy as fuck about it.
Yeah, sure.
And we said that from the get-go. So we're not like I said, we're not anti-vax, we're not anti-COVID.
Conspiracy theorists.
But I mean, irrelevant of whether you're doing it, you believe it or you don't believe it. It's irrelevant. It's what your life experience brings you. So I had 3 vaccinations up towards Christmas last year, and then on the 21st of December, I tested positive. I was then at home alone all through the Christmas. I was quite poorly.
You know, I tested positive on the 21st December as well. I think I caught it at
the Vestalen. Yeah, the Vestalen.
I think I was the same. I'll be honest.
Steve said the same thing.
And I was really poorly towards I think it was the 10th or the 11th day, and I'd still tested positive. So I was in the house from the 21st right through to the 1st of January. And I went back to work the week after, but I was really, really poorly. And I said to my mum, it just tells me that all of that was a waste of time.
Yeah, 100%.
I was fine.
Like the first time I caught COVID in the October 2020, I was ill. Like 10 days, didn't get out of bed for 10 days. I was fucking done for. I had one half a cheese toasty in 10 days, and that was done for. I was ill, and then. When I caught it at the beginning of this year, now after Ollie got it, and then it passed it to like the 5 of us, like I was like every other day, I was like, one day I'd be fine, the next day I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna be sick, I'm done for you, and the next day it was fine, and it was weird as fuck for like 5 or 6 days. But
I was fine, mate.
Christina was really poorly. Millie was poorly for a day, but the rest of us were like, Ollie, you would never even have thought Ollie had it.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't want to bring a downer on it, but in August, September last year, my sister-in-law caught COVID. And she became really poorly and then recovered, but then passed away, sort of a blood clot related to COVID. But she was against vaccinations.
Mm-hmm.
She fought tooth and nail, and she worked in the care industry as well, and she was very much against them. So, but we lost her to it, so that promoted to me that I had to have the vaccination, second one.
I think, like I said, like COVID, like it's been such a minging place because when I had COVID the first time around, like I said, I had it. Like I said, I would never brought it up, but obviously you brought it up about obviously your sister. Like my mum's uncle, so my great uncle, like we call him Uncle Davey. Like he passed away, he got COVID, and he passed away like literally in the space of 4 days. He caught COVID, went to hospital on that day, and then they induced him into a coma, and then they tried to bring him out, and he just shut down. So like 4 days, and he'd gone, and he was like, he wasn't like fit and healthy, but he wasn't like poorly. He just got about done his normal day to day, like looked after my auntie, who was with dementia. Like, so it probably his health wasn't the greatest in health, but you would never thought there was anything matter with him. But like, gone, matters out, like 4 years. So it has been horrible, and I get. I've never disputed that COVID's not a thing, because it is. Like, it's not what we said, but it's not to the point what people have made to be like scared of it from. Like we've said, it's been a massive scare tactic from the get-go, and it just hasn't set flush from day one.
You've got to look at, in theory, you've got to look at where's it gone. So we've got the war. There's a war in Ukraine, and now it's gone. So to me, like it resonates that, well, actually, it was never a big fucking deal in the first place because there's nothing else going on in the world to talk about. But now there is, so it's forgetting about.
Well,
on my personal Instagram page, like I put blood fucking anti-vax stuff on, but it's joke stuff, you know what I mean? It's like when what you call Rambo is riding out the place on the motorbike, and it says the year's 2030, and you're trying to go out without the vaccine for a loaf of bread. You're like, loads of coppers are behind him, and he's riding away. I posted something off Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, on the phone with the cat. And he's like, COVID's coming to an end. And underneath it was the wifey up it saying, prepare for war. And then 4 days later, prepare for laser.
She's so funny, and she like on that one, on Austin Powers, that wifey.
And literally, I went, look, that was the 22nd of February. I posted that. They were in the Ukraine on the 28th of February.
You know, though, like I said, we've said from all the time, like, it's literally something the media needs something to report on massively. Like at the time, it was Brexit. Brexit was literally dwindling out, and then they thought, what have we got? What have we got now? Tell you what, we've got this thing that's coming over from China. Let's get on this now. Let's get on this here.
Ready to rumble.
Yeah, exactly it. So COVID, 2 years, starting to dwindle out. What have we got now? Putin. Don't worry.
But I tell you, it did save. The war with Ukraine saved Prince Andrew.
That's it. Because Prince Andrew was there or thereabouts, and then obviously, like you said, Putin was like, "I've got this for you. Don't worry. Let's get that nuke button sorted."
He's one for you, right? And me and Odell were talking about this the other day, and we're not saying that it's a conspiracy or anything like this, but there was a sweet spot in the world, right, between the first Gulf War and the second Gulf War. So in the 90s, nothing really happened. There was like Bosnia, but like other than that, there was nothing that was major worldwide news. And in 2000, Sky News 24 Hours was launched. And ever since that day, there's been something fucking going on in the world. Iraq, Afghanistan, they finish, Brexit starts. Brexit finishes, guess what starts? COVID. COVID finishes, Russia, Ukraine. Ever since the 24-hour news media,
we'll give it another 4 weeks, and then we'll have something else back in the go.
Well, it's like Steve says, like I was like, when the COVID thing started, I was like, fuck's sake, I was sick of hearing about Brexit, but please bring the cunt back, because I'm sick of hearing about this virus.
I was going to LA and Vegas on the 29th of April. I got locked down the 23rd of March. Shit house. I was still there thinking, I think I can get away still.
Well, my friend was actually in Pittsburgh in America when it all went down. And I was like saying, like, what's happening? Are you coming home? He's like, I don't know what's happening. Like, they're on about cancelling flights. I might have to come home. He says, but I'm not bothered because I'll stay as long as I can. And then about a day later, I was like, no, I'm being forced to come home. Well, so the embassy had wrote to the passport holders of the UK and said, look, get on a flight and get back home because this flight's are going to stop, you know?
It was like our last mum and dad, like, when it came about in the March 2020, they had just gone to Dominican Republic, like they flew out, and then day 2 or day 3, obviously COVID came about and said they went for like the, I don't know, 30th or 40th anniversary or something like that, maybe 30th. Don't want to put them that high of an age, but 30th wedding anniversary, like they went for, and they were there for 2 or 3 days. COVID came about, and then obviously all the fucking governments and you've got to come home, and on the way back home, obviously after like 2 days of like not knowing what's happening, limbo and stuff, being locked in the rooms, they were like all back on the airplanes, coming back, and like no masks, no like equipment, because they thought fuck it. And Kevin was saying, I'm sure I caught COVID on the way back, like coming, because like everyone was just coughing the guts up on the plane, and like a couple of weeks later she was ill, like for a couple of weeks, like. But that's where they are now, fucking 2 years later, celebrating that anniversary again.
I don't blame them. I mean, I think the world was locked away for obvious reasons, but like I had avoided it the whole time, and I was at the time I was a dog walker, so from 2020 right till like Christmas just gone, I'd avoided the whole thing. But what I will say is, 2019 I was in Beijing, in November time. I was there for a few weeks. I came home. I was poorly, but I wasn't like really poorly. I was a bit chesty, but I always am when I've been a long haul flight. But then we were in Scotland, 2021, me, my sister, my mum, and my nephews. And on the way home, we all got sick. Like we were all really chest infections, and I tested negative repeatedly. But I didn't really feel poorly, but until the Christmas when I was really, really bad. I just thought, I honestly always thought it's a big fucking thing. It's a bit of a hoax. But when I was poorly with it, I really did feel shit. Like I'll not lie, I wasn't well at all.
I've always said, like for an example, you know your own body, and I was like that. I looked now. I'm vaccinated to the eyeballs. I've been in the army, and I went and I looked at it and I thought it's like the 99.2% survival rate.
Yeah.
I was like, I think my body can outbeat the 0.8%.
If I'm gonna be that 1.89 million billion person to get it and die, then I'm fucking really unlucky.
But yeah, the thing is as well, like I didn't like all of the comparisons with the last 40 odd years where there's a thing that happens where it's like the plague and all that shit. I think that's a bit spooky as well. I'm normally not one for conspiracy theories, but that really is spooky.
Have you seen The Simpsons?
In the fucking lab.
Well, The Simpsons as well is another one. Like, there's a guy at work who fucking says, "Oh, The Simpsons haven't predicted this. It won't happen." It's like, listen, Connor, fuck off with your Simpsons shit.
It's true though.
Matt Groening's
a time traveler. He knows.
Well, there's rumors an alien.
Well.
Him and Elon are aliens.
President in 92.
Like
that's true.
Like Mac Groening's weird as fuck, but like he just knows. And I think it's the same as Elon Musk. Elon knows.
Elon Musk's a fucking alien.
100%.
Well, I think you're right there. He's definitely
Elon said in an interview when somebody asked him when I could be like, I genuinely believe he is. He's fucking class. I love Elon Musk, me.
Well, did you see that one with what was his name? He got arrested for going in Area 51. What's his name? He's done loads of what's his name? I'll have to think of the name. I'll let you know what he's called.
What does he do?
He's just a podcaster, really. But he snuck into Area 51. He took loads of footage. And he's been around America, like touring all these like sacred sites.
100% believe in aliens as well, mine. Just putting that out there.
Say again?
100% believe in aliens
Oh God, absolutely. He's
But
just
that's it. Like, when Arnie and Arsehole wouldn't believe in aliens, because Arnie and Arsehole would think, we're the only species in this fucking galaxy.
That's it.
Well,
Innit, like?
here's the thing I've always wondered about, right? How is it the Egyptians built those pyramids on one side of the planet at the same time the other side were trying to build fucking fire?
I was having this conversation, literally, no one of lie. I was having this conversation with Christina 2 or 3 nights ago about the pyramids. I went, look, I was like, they were put there by aliens. She went, no, they weren't. I was like, they were. She was like,
Well,
I was like,
I've seen it. It's on X-Men.
I was like, how? X-Men. I was like, how do you think that they were built? She went, I was like, they weigh about fucking 500 ton per block, like, and they've perfectly lined them.
You've got loads of men holding at the bottom.
I was like, how many men do you think it takes to lift up fucking 500 ton? I was like,
It's true.
I was like, that is pure limestone, like, so that would have weighed heavy at the point when they were first made to now, like, and that is perfect. And inside you've got chambers and pyramids and inside of each other, like, it's like, nah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, right, look at the actual precision engineering behind a pyramid. In their prime, there would have been perfect pyramids. Now, obviously, they've eroded a bit over time, but it makes you think about creation a lot. I mean, it's something since a young age I've always thought about. So I get taught at school or by somebody who knows the information. So who taught these people years ago to do what they do? There's no way you invent things like that without education.
My kids go to a school called Northern Saints, and it's literally religion is pushed on them. So it's like full like Church of England school pushed on them, and it's so funny, right? Like literally, my kids believe in God, like not because they want to, not because they don't, because it's forced. So that's all they know. God is real. God is everything. Like, and I always got them again. He's not even real. They don't swear, but he is real. I was like, he's not real. Like, it doesn't even exist. God didn't even create the world. What did? The Big Bang, and that's it. Like, poor kind of worms gets opened up and everything. And like, evolution never existed. God created everything.
I mean, the thing is, right? Like, I don't have any issue with anybody else's beliefs at all.
That seems like I just like why
if anybody wants to believe that, that's their business. But I just have always been a questioner. So I used to get chucked out of RE at high school because I would ask questions that would provoke conversation, and they'll be like, "Oh no, we're not here." But why do you think you know this about this God? Like, is he not an alien? Get out! They throw you out.
I made the worst probably decision I've ever made as a parent is I tell my kids that in my GCSE exam for RE, it was 2-hour exam at 9:05 in the morning. I don't even know why we had it. I made the worst probably call I've ever made in my parenting career. Is telling them I fell asleep. I just went to sleep for 2 hours exam, and really thinks it's great. So she had a mock exam the other day in school, and she went, I got 45 minutes sleep through it because she went, I'm never gonna need it. And I was like, oh shit! I was like, that's on me.
It's an old way of control. That's what religion is.
It's ridiculous.
An old-fashioned way of control, 100%.
But I believe in evolution. Like, evolution is such a thing. Like, and I think it's the same as aliens. Like, if you don't believe in evolution, you think you're a mug, because you can't look at a chimpanzee or an ape and think that's not us. My mate JT looks like a fucking ape now, and like
you do. I don't think that.
Hey,
I don't think we come from apes.
You don't believe in evolution?
Well, I do believe in evolution, but I don't think we've evolved from apes. And the reason I think that is because they're still here.
Aye, that's true.
I mean, evolution is when something becomes something better to live in an environment it needs to live in.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was the case, why the
fuck we might have came from a monkey, but that monkey now would not exist because that was us now.
Yeah, I get where he's coming from, but I said I still believe in it.
From, like,
I mean,
like,
look,
we were Neanderthals, and then we became Homo sapiens because Neanderthals had big muscles with a small brain, and then a Homo sapien had a big brain with smaller muscles.
And then along came the homosexual,
who just fucking took everything they wanted,
no brain and no muscle,
and made the full wall about them.
But in seriousness, if we did come from chimps and monkeys, then they're still here. But I think we were put here. I don't think I think everything that's happened across the entire timeline of the human race, as like the dinosaurs, is one massive big experiment by another being.
just picked up and plucked.
It's
I can,
almost like a simulation.
yeah,
So
I believe.
control them.
I generally believe that we live in a simulation, and Elon said that many times. Like we do live in a simulation world.
I was listening to Joe Rogan and Theo Von today, right? Probably not the greatest people to take fucking evolutionary advice from. However, Theo Von said, and actually made a really good point. He goes, "What if the aliens are actually us? Like coming
I heard
back
that.
to
I heard that.
look
I heard that.
on ourselves?" And he got into maybe why we don't see many aliens these days is because fucking like what a shit all that place is now. I'm not going back there.
But if you think
But
about
dude,
it,
it's
we
unbelievable,
have
Jeff.
fucked this planet.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Sorry, I'm just trying to call it in. The fans love this. Wolves are winning 2-0. Had a man sent off, and Leeds have just scored in the last minute. Luke Earling is just.
Well, now that you're talking about football, I'm going to go for a piss. I'll get to the piss shack.
That's done now. 3-2 to Leeds. Luke Earling.
3-2 Leeds. Wow.
They were getting beat 2 now. Wolves had a man sent off, and Earling and the fan free in.
Mad that.
I wonder how many people on Darren's Last Man Stand, because I'm out at the moment, Marty.
Oh, yeah.
I picked Southampton last week.
Who? Southampton?
I'd home to Watford.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tell us about it. You would have thought it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. Jimenez sent off as well.
Was he?
That was Jimenez sent off for Wolves,
Mate, there was a bet on Sky Bet. 6-1. Jimenez had 2 shots on target. Bamford had 1. Bamford was subbed after 12 minutes of an injury.
I hate them, mate. I hate them. I think you've got to get to half time for them to stand. I hate them about me.
Let's have a look. Where's Bagwell's fucking message?
Oh, there's me fucking reminder saying it's like bedtime in a minute.
Oh,
Because like on my phone now, come 10 o'clock, I put like focus mode on, so I don't get any notifications from 10 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock the next morning.
yeah.
Like,
On a weekday.
my phone just shuts off completely, so literally nothing comes through. Like the other night, I said, when you talked about COVID, and you said like you survived it all the way to December last year. My dad's been triple jab, boosted up, survived it all the way till.
I'm going for a piss while he talks about his dog.
What a cunt.
He's a horrible bastard, isn't he? Like, anyways, so we went, like I said, we went out for some food on Tuesday night to the pub, and my phone went 10 o'clock, went on fucking shutdown mode. So I was lying in bed, and I didn't see my message till like Wednesday morning. It was off my mum saying, have you got any COVID tests, like lateral flows? Because Christina gets them all the time for work. And she sent us back, saying, never mind, got one, and sent us a photo of a lateral flow. My dad tested positive. He went to bed about 9 o'clock, and he felt a bit shitty, a bit minging. Then got a lateral flow because I didn't reply, so he had to get one from someone else. So she got one, and he tested positive. And he said he's felt fine. Like he's felt one day, Wednesday, he felt shit, but he said since then he's felt perfectly fine. Like it's bit chesty cough, bit soreness, but apart from that, it's mad. Like he said, he's felt fine. But
it's a funny thing because the sister-in-law recovered from having COVID, and then she just collapsed at home, and me and my brother had to both do CPR.
Horrible, that's horrible.
Between the two of her, she had. But to be fair, the post-mortem revealed that nothing would have worked.
Yeah,
she had blood clot to the lungs and a fibro. It wouldn't have ever worked. But irrelevant to that, we tried. But my brother obviously can't let go of that fact. So when I was poorly, I was paranoid that was going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And I was fine up until about the 8th day. I did a test on the 6th day because I think at the time you could test at the 6th or the 7th.
Yeah.
Be allowed to go out on the 10th.
You could test on day, I think it was day 5, and then day 5 and 6 you were allowed to go out.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I tested positive again on the 6th, the 5th, or whatever day it was, and I felt okay. I mean, I was a bit fluey. Oh, that's a good one. Check.
That's what I'm going for now. I just want to put this out there just while you were chatting. Carry on though.
And I was a bit poorly, and then come the 8th day, I was really poorly, and I had to ring an ambulance because my asthma was so bad I couldn't breathe.
Asthmatic as well.
Yeah,
see, that's it.
But
people who've
If I
got
said I had
underlying
it,
health like
I'd be the
you,
same.
asthma, I always said, get the vaccines.
Yeah.
Because the vaccine should be, because it doesn't stop you getting COVID, but it lessens the symptoms.
Severity of it, yeah.
People who's like old, underlying health problems, I'm 100% like, you should get them, because that's who it should be designed for. Not 14-year-old kids.
But I generally believe in wholehearted, and I'll stand by this, but the people who have been vaxxed, double vaxxed, triple vaxxed, they're the higher risk of now heart attacks, like I said, blood clots like your sister-in-law, all these conditions now, because the vaccinations have fucked everything up in your body. And it just shows week on week now in football, there's so many footballers now dropping down week on week.
Not even just footballers, people.
Yeah, that's it. I know. Obviously, not just footballers, but this is what the main focus by the media is now, like in the spotlight. Footballers, the fittest people in the world, dropping down on the pitch, heart attacks, cardiac arrests. Look, we were at the match 4 weeks ago now in a stand. Well, our Steve wasn't, on a Tuesday night. Somebody in the crowd had a cardiac arrest and like died, and supposedly not died in the crowd, but they were doing
hospital a few days later.
They were doing CPR on him for 50 minutes. 50 minutes in the stand.
And you know, it's one of those things, like, I used to always laugh at first aid and think, what a fucking load of shit that was. But between me and my brother working on my sister-in-law to do CPR, as much as it would never have helped, was fucking painful.
I'm like, look, I don't want to bring this, but this is kind of pretty humble brag. Like, I've saved 2 people's lives. One by doing CPR. We were coming back from holiday in Bulgaria when I was 15 on an aeroplane, and some woman went, and literally all the first aiders, like all the crew froze, absolutely froze. And I'd literally went through CPR training about 4 weeks ago, like in school or wherever I was at the time, college. Give this woman CPR, like obviously brought her back alive. And I think the flight from Bulgaria was maybe like 4 hours or something. We were back home in like 2.5 hours. Like the fusses went on and everything, and nothing. Like, I saved that woman's life. Like just knowing CPR, which I think everybody should know CPR.
Oh, absolutely. I think it should be taught from the age they can talk, because
I'm not
it's beneficial.
But I've killed
it. What did he say there?
I'm not going to brag, but I've killed a few people.
What a cunt.
I'm not going to brag, but I know CPR, and I just put my feet up when someone collapsed.
I mean, it depends who the fucker is, really, doesn't it?
If I didn't know him, I didn't care.
Also, this check being, this is quite heavy compared to that other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, you can tell the difference in colour. This was more like a Tango orange, or Lucozade orange.
Well, you see, I'm a big believer that beer tastes good in its own glass. So when I used to drink, very rarely I drink Stella. It would be nicer in a Stella glass.
It's got to be in a Stella glass. It doesn't
taste better. 100%. So these guys have released a few glasses which I've ordered. So the next time I'm on, if I'm invited back on after all the...
What you do is you just nick them from the pub.
Yeah, but there's not many pubs around me that do them.
My local worker men's club's gonna do it.
You've got to get us a couple of those glasses, Steve, because we need one of them for next
we'll have them under lock and chain.
Well, there you go. That's a pipeline thing, isn't it? Broskis at the Broskis barbecue, beer glass pinching.
I mean, to be honest, like I think last year I was in the green just having a pint in there. They had the Brewdog glass, and I needed the Brewdog glass for my collection. They had a pint glass that brought us. I was like, look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna nick this glass because I haven't got one. And she went, please didn't nick, because we know the bar lady. She'd gone like with one of the lads from the footy team, like she was her partner, right? Please don't nick the glass because we've got a set few, and everybody's nicked them. We've got no more pint glasses for them, bar that one. I was like, she went, well, I'll do though. I'll give you the half glass because the half glass looks better than the pint glass. I was like, but it's a half. She went, no, but it's better. Like, come on then.
But Marty, you can only handle a half.
So I know. So she gives the half glass, and I was like, great. And then I was in about a month later, and she went, Marty, I've got you a pint glass. I was like, yes, have you? She went, I have. She went, because you didn't nick one, we got a new delivery of them the week later, and I put one aside for you. I was like, I love it. So I've got a pint glass and a half glass.
The original one you would have had it earlier.
But now I've got one of both.
Well, yeah, I'd mentioned having a Moretti glass because I love beer Moretti. And I mentioned that to a couple of people, and I've got about 4 or 5 now because everyone pinches one. And I've noticed they've changed the glass a little bit over the couple of years they've been popular. So I've got one of the old style and one of the new style, which is good.
The beer Moretti, is that the fade white band that goes around it?
They've got one like that, and then they've got one with the crest on with the logo.
I don't have the crest. I have it's about an inch thick band, isn't that goes around the glass?
Yeah, I've got that as well. That's the paint. I've got that as it's like a proper beer glass.
It's like a Stella glass, isn't it? It looks like a Stella glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got that one. But I've had about 6 Stella glasses, but Christina seems to smash them all, so I have to get a new one every time one gets smashed.
Well, I've got a friend who every time she comes to my house, I'll give her a plastic cup because she always fucking breaks them. And I bought a set of 4 red wine glasses from when I was in Berlin, and they're like a dark green glass, really, really nice looking glass. And this bitch has smashed at least 2 of the fuckers. When she comes out, I don't like drinking out of a plastic cup. I said, well, you shouldn't fucking drop them, should you? You silly
shouldn't smash a fucking glass, should you? Daft cow when you get a fucking normal one. Oh, Christina loves to smash a glass. And she can't. There's too many glasses in here. That's why they're like, no, because you put fucking plates and bowls around your glasses. That's why you smash the cunts.
You see, if you've got a big kitchen with plenty of room, then fucking there you go. But I live in a 1-bedroom flat. Yeah, that lives with me. So I've got this tiny little kitchen and not enough space for glasses. So I need to make room every now and again.
I've literally got some on your face.
Fuck off, hairy cunt.
Did I talk about specs on this show? You are a fucking dodgy one here. Now we've got a cupboard in the kitchen, and it was literally just it was filled with fucking DIY tools, fucking screws, whatever.
Clearly you didn't know what you did.
Fucking shit, which I'm never going to use, and Christina's never going to use. I'm not going to lie.
Right. I bought a toolbox a couple of years ago. The fuck, I still this plastic wrap.
We bought like a toolbox. We bought a drill. I think I used the drill maybe once or twice in the space of 2 years. I use it about.
I put decking up.
Did you fuck young to put the decking up?
No. All he done was drill it in. I
swear to God, you try to nick this credit all the time. You Uncle Polly put that decking up.
Me Uncle who?
No, Dave. Who was it?
Have you seen that?
It was me.
I think the Australian advert for the cork. Have you seen that or the decking? It's like a cork. They pronounce it cork, but it's like a no more nail stuff for the decking. Do you want some cock on your deck?
I done the cutting of the wood, carrying the wood. He drilled it in.
At the point, Steve was a fucking cripple on his knee and couldn't move.
I weren't actually, because it was in March.
See,
and I didn't do my knee until June.
Steve tried to say that he did all this. He didn't do fuck all. It was his uncle that did it all.
What we done was we put the frame up together, and then I done all the cutting of the decking, and my Uncle Thomas drilled it into the fucking into the frame. Marty, how's your shed deal?
I've still haven't got one.
You know, are you good gardeners anyway?
No, you gardening me, I fucking hate it.
Oh, well, that's no good to me.
I mean, I literally, every time I look at my back garden, right, I think, I'd love to do that there, and I'd love to do that there. And I think, I'm going to do this. I never do it.
I tore a pole in my garden and put stones on it.
Well, I've got an allotment. I was going to ask for your help. Obviously, you're not fucking going to be good with that, right?
We're not coming down there to do fuck all. I mean, if we'll get the beers in, and we'll get somebody else to do it, and we'll have a laugh.
I mean, that's what my brother said. He's like, just hire somebody to take. I said, oh, it's not the same.
No, it is, man.
We'll get on the go.
You can't burn stuff from between March and fucking October, man.
Why not? I do.
Because the fucking allotment committee is like the fucking Nazi regime.
I say to Christina all the time, I was like, let's just fucking get somebody to do the background check. Nah, it's cost too much. I was like, I didn't care about money. Let's get somebody to do it, because then I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to.
Well, listen, if you stop smashing out in your fucking garden, you can get the Benidorm.
Aye, but you've got council out. Just get the council around to do it.
Council wouldn't do it because I want decking down, and you're not even allowed to put decking down now from the council.
Really?
No.
Aye.
Oh, I've built
Because
a
it's
fucking
rats.
I've built a what you call it, and also to my garden and I'm in council. I've bought.
I think it was only from.
I've put a hot tub stand.
I was only from last year. Last year the council sent us out stuff saying, look, you're not allowed to put decking down, not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. I was like, you're daft because I'm doing all of that. I'm buying this house, so I'm going to do all of that.
Well, I've got a pergola in the corner where my hot tub used to be, some raised decking, all sorts.
Who was in the hot tub with you?
Well, I've had a few puffs in there, I tell you.
Well, we'll call Mick Robson.
Michael Robson.
I said Mick.
I thought you said Martin.
No, that's you.
I know that. That's why I said
You're
Michael.
these days.
No, Michael's a batty.
Yeah, Michael's the
So
baddie.
what? Paul Smith, right?
I know what's coming, right? And it's fucking so untrue.
It's not. Who do you believe, Alan?
Well, I'm not sure. To be honest, let's hear the story first.
So what? Paul Smith, and he gets on the bit where he's got a new girlfriend. He's like, "Oh, my girlfriend's like gets these dildos and that sent her a tryout and stuff."
Who's this?
Paul Smith, he's comedian from Liverpool.
All right.
Have you ever seen Paul Smith, the comedian?
Nah.
Funny
Give
as
him a watch,
fuck.
he's quite
Funny
funny.
as fuck.
So anyway, he answers, this one comes in at a fucking strap on. It was a strap on. I went, oh, I what you gonna do with that? She goes, well, I can fuck you with it if you want. And I don't know about this. Anyway, I had a few beers and she fucked us with a strap on. You know what it's like, didn't you, lads? I'm like, I looked to my left and Marty's like that.
No, he's fucking lying. He's absolutely lying.
Marty, no, I'm not, because I looked at you know, and what you doing? You're like,
No, he didn't, because he mentioned plugging, and he said it's when the plug-in. He went, and when the tip guns in the arsehole.
Is it not called pegging?
It's called pegging.
Pegging plug-in, same thing. But he went, it's called pegging when the tip guns in, and that's it. And what Steve looked, I was creased because I was laughing at that bit. But what Steve said, you know, Christine's gonna hear this, but she's gonna hate to say that. But right, so this is all where it comes from, and this is why I knew what he was being on. So we were literally maybe 17, 18 before Amelia was born, and obviously I didn't even want to say that. I feel awful saying it, but I was booking Christine at the time, and literally has gone hell for leather, and obviously it slipped out, so I just went to like shot straight back in, and obviously it did that fucking arsehole, didn't it? And she went, ah! And I was like, shit! So I shimmy back. I didn't know what happened, and that's where that comes from. So pegging, that's where I know what pegging is from there.
Well,
And,
that's
not
that's hitting the wrong hole.
But that's what like pegging is, like the tip guns in the fucking wall.
No, it's no to do
It
with
doesn't
that.
matter whether it's in a tip or what, you're getting fucked in the arse. That's the end of the day.
Marty, pegging's not the tip gone in.
Well,
Pegging is where a woman shags a bloke with a strap on.
oh well, that's disgusting.
That's no to do with a tip
well,
gone in.
So
To be honest with you, right? To be honest with you, I never even knew that story.
I know that's why
that's just told us now.
I know that, 'cause that's what I'm saying, because I was laughing from that, because that's what I thought, like that's what that was then.
Breaking news.
Brewskis with the Broskis exclusive.
He was sat there, Taylor. He was sat there and he's like, and then the dildo went right up.
No.
That's
I being a 22-year-old impressionable little homo at the time. And I went to a gay bar called The Bank in Newcastle. And there was me, my friend Kyle, who was a powder puff gay, and there was Anthony, who was also a powder puff gay. And I was the almost normal guy.
What's a powder puff gay?
I was supposed to say, what's a powder puff gay?
So basically, campus fucking Christmas, you know,
Mick.
talking false and all that shit.
Mm.
And then there was me. So he goes into this bar, and the three of us were having drinks. This was before I came out, so obviously there was me and these two proper puffs, as I'd call them. And this guy came over, he was a lot older than us, and he was like, are you all right? And all that jazz. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He said, oh, are you straight? I was like, no, I'm not. You know, I'm just come out. He said, all right, okay. He says, but I'll tell you a story, boys. And I says, all right, okay then. And he says, you're only a real man until you've took a big cock up the arse. And I was like, oh, God. So, yeah, that stays with me forever, that story.
Well, I
Is that
always
because you took it that late on that night?
You only gave your bum back.
That was the same one when you're going up, like you only give if you give it. Like, oh no, you only give if you take it, wasn't it? That's what it was when you were going
Well,
up.
in the army, they used to say, "Oh, you only gave your bum back," so you could even take it and you still wouldn't be gay.
Well, it's weird, because I have an incredible success rate, if that's the way to put it, with straight men. So it's a true story.
Why you trying
Moving
to
on?
prove something on
David,
here?
do you know what a theory?
That was fucking hilarious. The fucking penny there was dropping well and truly, moving swiftly on.
I was just thinking, I'm trying to save Steve Korea from his army days. That's all it is. In them fucking trenches.
Balls deep in the mud.
Fucking back to back with his brothers. That's what he is.
I've got a story of like when I'll tell you this story, haven't I, Marty, about when I was having the shit.
I don't know. You've told us
So
so
anyway,
many
I used
stories.
to work in a place.
You probably
right,
have, but you tell us so many stories. I love them.
There, and I worked in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
they're talking about, oh, how do you know you're not getting that? I had a woman in that at the time, like, how do you know you're not getting that? I was like, I'll tell you, lads, right? This is how I know I'm not gay. First of all, I didn't find men attractive. And I went, secondly, I was having a shit one time and I was proper straining and struggling. I had a sweat on me, arse was killing. And I had to like get some bog roll and nip it halfway through. And I looked in the toilet and it was like that big. And it was at that moment I realized I would never be able to take a cock up my arse.
No, I know that's Steve's story, right? But I tell that same story as well, like as if it was my own, because I believe like that's where you know, like that's how you know.
Give my story.
100%, 100%.
I'll be honest, it doesn't appeal to me, that mean.
Good.
Getting Roger.
Well, I'm glad, and that doesn't appeal to you because that means I feel safe around you.
So a year a bear. A year a bear. Is that what they call it?
What?
I think you would be a bear,
in it.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
A bear is, well, supposedly in the gay scene, is like the bigger, like dominant one, like the one that just like loves to cuddle like the little creepers.
And then little creepers are cubs, aren't there?
Aye.
Do you think I'm a fucking Care Bear or what?
Yeah, well, that's what we're asking.
I've no idea, to be honest with you.
So like gay talk, if you were in a gay club and you were trying to pull, what would you type be? Would it be like a little skinny little runty bastard, or would it be like somebody like me or Steve or like you, like just
Wait, that's the thing, like
suppose I've heard him say, Marty, before, he likes dark haired blokes with glasses.
who wear beanie hats.
this is just to save me bald head.
Wait, the thing is, right, I get this question a couple of times every now and again. This question pops up, what's your type? Like for a kickoff, I don't want a girl. So I don't want some little mincer who runs around with high heels on and fucking makeup. I want a bloke. I didn't want you a little puff.
Aye. Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's all right. I'm not taking that to offence. Calm down. It's all right. Jesus Christ. I mean, that felt like a personal thing. That felt like a personal attack to me and my brother, but that's all right. Come on.
Why you have been through wears makeup like mine?
I don't know, but I just felt like it was personal because he went, all right. I was like, okay, like carry on. Jesus Christ. Like, just because we said he was a little batty doesn't mean he's like that. But all right.
I mean, don't get us wrong. We all have needs. That's all I'll say.
So we're throwing back to what we said earlier.
So in essence, what you're saying is you shag out.
So like we said, going back to I think the very beginning.
Steve's little nervous fucking laugh then.
I think it's like what we said right back to the beginning. So like we said, Taylor was like, any port in a storm, then we'll do. Then like he's not going to be fussy.
So back to the beginning of the chat is Taylor. You know when you went, I want to go out for some food with you boys. Not happening.
Taylor was like,
"You're a fucking predator."
Taylor was like, "I didn't get the prize anymore because, well, actually, I'm going to the next one. Actually, nowadays, so the next one is in a few months' time. I'm gone."
I might do a live stream from it.
You probably see my brother there.
He's
Does
flat.
he go?
He comes to everyone because he's a little queer.
Oh.
Taylor be hugging him. I've got him! Like, he'd be stroking his little hair. Yeah.
How embarrassing would that be for you, though?
It doesn't bother me. Like, literally, I'm like, my brother's gay now, he's gay, like, it doesn't bother us. Really doesn't bother us.
You know, the best story I've ever heard of Marty's brother is, right? He was out in the town once. And Nick thinks he's hard when he's
please
at a
let me tell a story because this is my best. This is my
story.
This is the highlight of my brother. Like in it's bad for him, but it's a highlight for me and my brother. So yeah, I love him so much for this story alone. He didn't have to tell us, but he did, and it's the best thing ever.
I also love him for this story alone.
Like I hate him every time, but this story makes my brother the best person ever. So he was out on a gay night with his gays, queens and kings, whatever they want to call them, trinnies. And he's like
pagan lovers.
he was fully out on this night. And he used to live like 5 minutes outside of town, Hendon. So a 5-minute walk from town is Hendon. And he was out with his gay scene. And he said it must have been about 2 o'clock in the morning. He went, I was walking home by myself, he said, and these 3 lads like approach and went, like I said, my brother, he's 3 stone dripping through and he thinks he's a fucking gangster. He's a soft little deck chair folder, but he thinks he's a gangster. And he went, these 3 lads started as a went. He went, I ate one and he folded. I was like, he didn't fold fucking nothing. He went, he folded like a suit. I was like, no, he didn't. He went, and the next thing I knew, one lad's it is, the next one, they were jumping all, I was like kicking his. He went, and he took me belt off his, and he went, and he started lashing his one with me on belt. He took me phone, he lashes all out with me belt. I went, did you get your belt back? He went, no, I didn't even get my phone either. And he was like, I got lashed all over me on belt. And like literally to this day, anytime he brings up any conversation, like, did you get the belt out? He went, no, he didn't get the belt out. But he said, he took me on belt off my jeans and lashed his all over me on belt. I was like, no, I didn't. He went, he did.
They took his own belt.
He took me brother's belt off his pants and lashed him with his belt.
Lashed him with his arm belt.
What the fuck is wrong with the cunts?
No, it's funny that I was crying.
Wearing a belt.
I was crying, me laughing when he told that story. It's the best story I've ever heard in my life.
Big dog, that Taylor, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what's just fucking playing at getting up. Like, did you see the way she was getting up?
All right.
What's this? What's this? We should go get it.
What you call Delta?
Delta, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is it good girl? She's tired. She's out with the dog walking.
Delta literally would look at my dog and think, "There's breakfast."
She's actually terrified of small dogs.
My dog's terrified of big dogs, even though she thinks she's a fucking big dog herself. Little bastard.
Well, it's nearly 10:30. I'm dying for some food.
I know that it's about time we finish it anyway. So we're doing like 2 hours. We're only doing an hour and a half now, so we've gone for quite a while. But it's it's been good. It's been a right laugh. Like like we've said many times, like Friday nights is the night where we can literally have a beer, have a laugh with either me and Steve, or if we get a guest on. Yeah. And like we've said many times now, you're welcome on the show at any time you want to come on. It's always a scream.
Absolutely. It's like I say, it's all for the shits and giggles, you know, out to bother.
100%. But yeah, cool. Are you shooting off to get some food, are you?
Oh, I'm dying for a kebab.
Yeah. What a guy. All right, well, we'll let you shoot off then, Taylor. And like I said, it's been lovely having you on the show. Until next time, buddy, stay safe.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Thank you very much for having us. It's a pleasure.
Always. Take it easy, buddy. Stay safe.
All right, good night. Bye-bye.
We're going to have to put a lot of fucking...
There's a lot of filters. There's a lot of filters that needs gone on this show tonight.
If you're an alphabet person, don't watch.
Yeah. I mean, we might need to bring a little a pre-run and recording before we put the show on there. For use homophobic people or use homosexual people even.
Homophobics wouldn't care about it. It'll be the
that's why I said homosexuals afterwards.
It'll be the alphabet people who will be concerned.
Yeah, that's it. Alphabet people and vegan people, I feel like we've pissed off tonight. I don't care about the vegans.
I didn't care about
I don't care about everything, to be honest. Look, we're going on that on what they call it?
Rumble.
Rumble. We're Rumble people from now on.
We're Rumble people.
We are Rumble. That's how I might capture this one. Rumble people. But
Yeah,
he's
it's always a pleasure seeing Alan.
Aye, he's a funny bloke.
Kind of get out with that's his name.
I know Alan. Like I said, I messaged him before. I was like, do we address you as Alan or Taylor? Went. I didn't want fucking cunts on my real name. It's like
I was calling him Taylor some points. Alan.
And I was like, we just special kind of cunts. And I was going exactly. But nah, he's a great bloke, and he's a really nice fella. Like I said, I felt a bit at the beginning. I felt a bit sly, like shitting on James, bars like that. But
you never shot him. You just give.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Really,
like
your side
I felt
of the story.
I felt like we put a bit. I felt like I put like Taylor in the corner a little bit because obviously he's his mate. But he's my mate as well. I've known him like twice as long as 3 times as long as what Taylor's known him. But just the fact that how it came about, I felt like we'd been shit on as a brand, as a business, whatever we want to be called. But I felt like we were done big style. And I generally believe it's because we never went to the one beforehand where it was my brother's birthday.
That's it. If he wants to be like that, we could be like that. We'll just stop all correspondence with
Yeah,
them and stuff.
That's it. Like I tune into the lives and stuff because I enjoy watching them because I'm normally at work, so I think I'll put something on while I'm at work. But yeah, I just thought it was a bit petty for the fact, like I said, I'd spoken for 2 weeks beforehand, running up to the week and everything, and he never once said, by the way, just an FYI, this XYZ. So I thought that was a bit of a cunt move. I'm dying for piss me, you know.
I haven't got on. Well, you know my views on it. So
yeah, that's it. Like it is what it is. Like he's done it. Like I said, Jim's done it. He's done a mint job with it all. In moving forward, I think he'll only obviously gone strength from strength, but I think he's lost the Broskis.
I was on the downward anyway with it. Got too much on to be fucking like where it is and everything. I cannot commit to that like length and stuff like that.
I think that's what it is, wasn't it? Like it's a big commitment. I know like people might only think like it's once a month, but like that once a month might be the only full weekend you get off. And it's a big thing. And like I said, like on that day, like I said, like that the last event, Christina was in that car accident on the morning or in the afternoon. We then had tickets again to see the cinema, but I thought I can't again because I've got this on here. And I completely forgot about it. So we wasted money on the tickets. So she took like the kids or 2 of them. So we're like 2 tickets then, which we already prepaid for. So there's a big deal on that day as well. And I still chose to go to that. And like I said, and just being like what I felt was shouting at the end, just topped it off for me. I think that was enough. But anyways, forget about that because tonight's been a fucking mint show. Like Taylor's funny as out. And like I said, been some interesting topics of conversation to say the least. We're going to be triple censored and triple unticked tomorrow when it gets put on.
We're going to have the COVID thing underneath.
That's been another big conversation. Did you have that, Lee? Did you give the check one?
I've got it now.
What do you think? Because like I said, I think that's all I got left of, but I think it's quite a heavy drink compared to the other ones.
It's a very different drink.
100%. This one.
It's not bad. It was only 150.
I know that was 150. Was like £2, 190.
190 for the start.
Aye, today. And I think this one, it's got a bit more. It's a bit more tasty with it. It's a bit more of a kick to it, a bit more like sharpness.
It's
where the other ones,
but easier to drink. I think.
I think the other ones were easier to drink. This one's a bit more rough. Although it's a bit heavier, it's a nice drink still. But I would buy the other one to the Czech one.
But both are nice.
Hey?
Both are nice.
Oh yeah, 100%. I drink both of them, no problem at all. Not a problem.
Anyway, let's wrap this up because you need a piss, don't you?
I am dying for a piss and all. And I can hear you all crying like a little bitch upstairs.
No, kill them again.
I think he's just being clapped in a 1v1. Little bitch. But yeah, until next week, guys, it's been a great week, great episode. I don't know what we've got coming on next week, but it'll be me and Steve at least. Yeah, have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. We're the Broskis.
These were the Brewskis.
We're Oskis. Stay safe, guys. Take it easy.